And we're live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the inaugural, I can pronounce words, Saturday night one-shots from Gehenna Gaming. Every other week, we are going to be running a one-shot of a different system with different guests, potentially guest GMs, in fact. And we are kicking it off with a first look at a new TTRPG, When Shadows Fall. Now, a little bit of background. When Shadows Fall is a post-apocalyptic kind of folk horror RPG created by, and I apologize if I mispronounce your last name, but it's Neal Latham. And it is primarily set in the UK, although we are running an original one-shot set in the United States, specifically Route 66. So just give you a sense of what the background of When Shadows Fall. Powered by the Apocalypse games, Mutant Year Zero, Kult, which you know we're all very familiar with, and it is a similar system to many. You have a skill and an attribute. Combine some dice, roll them. I'll let Rick talk about that more in a minute. But essentially, the world has been covered in a fog or a shadow. And where the shadow descends, the world becomes twisted and dark, like the image behind me, which is from the game.
Which is called what? That particular piece is called Gehenna Gate.
Really?
Very exciting. Yes.
Great artwork. There's a small creative team behind this game. The art is fantastic, as you can see. The system is very well crafted. We are very excited to play it. So, just a couple announcements before we begin. Starting tomorrow, this week, we are going to be raising money for Rain. So you can actually donate today, but we'll have a ticker up and everything through all of our streams next week. Monster Hearts, Tuesday, Wes, who is sitting somewhere, I can't see the overlay right now, below me, is going to be guesting with Nick, and they are going to be doing some sort of deep dive into a system. We're not sure yet. Wednesday, we are running a charity event with Onyx Path. So Mark is going to be running a V5 game at 5 p.m. And then I am going to be running 10 Candles in the evening at 9 p.m. So stay tuned. Those are primarily focused on the charity event. And then throughout the week, we will be continuing to raise money.
Don't forget about Monday.
Gehenna Valley.
I said Monster Hearts.
Yeah, I heard Monster Hearts.
I was like, pretty sure I said Monster Hearts on Monday. But yeah, so those are big announcements for this week and next. That said, I am very excited to play this wonderful game, and I will hand it over to our Shadow Master, Rick. Talk a little bit about the system mechanics, and then get us kicked off.
Do we want to introduce people first?
After mechanics.
Yeah.
Cool.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for tuning in, like Ian had said, to our very first Gehenna Gaming one-shots. I am very excited to run this. The three of us read the quick start. We all loved it. And I was super excited to run it myself and was inspired to write a delightful little one-shot for us. But there is one with the quick start rules for the Kickstarter. If you do back the book, there is one in case you want to run it with some friends. There's a pre-written module by the creators. That way you can kick off a campaign or a game, or even just show it to friends after you back the project, which I suggest you do. So here's a little bit of the rules. If you're familiar with the storyteller system, this is going to be a walk in the park for you. However, there are some very interesting and cool additions to the mechanics in this game. As usual, if you get ones on both of your rolls, that is kind of like a crit fail. It's a fumble, as they call it in this game. Something, not only will you not achieve your goal, but something extra bad will happen. If you gain 2 successes above what I've set for you as the difficulty, it counts as an extra success. So not only will you accomplish your goal, something else that's good will happen. If you crit on both of the dice that I ask you to roll, you will actually replenish something called physical and mental fatigue. So in this game, you can spend physical and mental fatigue to do a couple of things. It's like an extra buffer to your physical and mental health. If you're going to take either damage, whether it's mental from something that's completely freaking you out, you can spend mental fatigue, and you can basically just buffer that a bit so that you save your own mental state. Each one of your character sheets has a little number with your physical and mental fatigue and how many points you can spend. So there's going to be fear checks in this game where something is going to come up that each of your characters has a particular fear based on, and this is the pre-generated NPCs from the actual Kickstarter. Normally we make our own, but these were good, and we wanted to get this going quickly. And hey, you don't say good to you don't say no to a good NPC. So with these fear checks, it's typically intelligence and willpower that you're going to be rolling. And if you fail, you're going to be trying to flee and or frozen. But you can spend mental fatigue to overcome them. Once you start taking physical or mental damage, the first 2 levels, it's like you're injured, you're bruised. Other than RP flavor, you don't have to really, it doesn't affect you mechanically. Once you get into physical problems like, oh geez, I wrote it down here. Injured, you get -2 to your physical rolls. If you're bleeding, you have a number of hours before you are away from dying. And there's one more that where basically you're so injured you can't do anything but crawl, and there's a -4 dice penalty on everything else. Your mental wounds, if you're disturbed, you are at a -2 penalty. If you're traumatized, you're at a -4. And the step after that is that you are just broken. You are in a fugue state. You're in some deep trouble. Each of our characters tonight has a particular motivation that is based on kind of like their profession. So for example, we have Ian, who's playing a character tonight, who gets motivated to fix things. If you fix something and you go towards your motivation, you act out your motivation and you accomplish it, you will restore fatigue points. Not too bad. And it's kind of nice. It encourages that extra role play. It's kind of baiting the little fish to go where you want it to go. But it's where your character should go. So it's kind of like a win-win. I do like that fact in the system. So that's pretty much the nice little extras we have for this system. Before you start this game with any Chronicle you're playing, each one of your players rolls a willpower and intelligence, a quick fear check before you start. Now the player who had the lowest roll will basically be singled out and picked on by the Shadow Master, who tonight is myself, and it's who the Shadow is particularly whispering in the back of their ear. They're going after the weakest link, the smallest sheep in the flock, so to speak.
Uh-oh.
I'm really glad I rolled really well. I almost crit it. So
we had some pretty high rolls, and you don't tell the players. They basically just told me they don't know each other's roles, so they're not going to know exactly who out of
that's so good.
our players is going to be the one that is
chosen.
Got a special place in the Shadow's heart tonight.
Yeah, I know.
Our chosen one.
My wonderful players, my friends from Gehenna Gaming and beyond, why don't you introduce yourselves and who you are playing tonight?
Absolutely. Ian Ravnos. I am playing Rajinder, or Raj, and I am a mechanic who, at least before the shadow fell. Mark, you're next to me.
Marcosius, I'm going to be playing Toby Mills, an ex-security guard with a pretty shady background.
I'm Brother Wes or Thirst Trap Mothman on the Gehenna Gaming's Discord. What's up? And this evening I will be playing the role of Steve Brook, a former IT consultant who just has a beat up truck now.
And I am Bran, or Bean on Gehenna Gaming, Catholicaros on Twitter. And I will be playing Alicia Everham, who was running, literally running. She's an athlete right before the shadow hit. And well, now I guess we're gonna find out.
Oh, you never stopped running, I guarantee that.
Yeah.
So, tonight, our group of travelers are heading down a long stretch of highway, Route 66 in Oklahoma. It is the year 1995. Heading across the stretch of highway, across the plains in a pickup truck. Each of them has had a tragic tale of survival. They've met up with other survivors who have also made it. Better the company of your own kind than some of the other things that are out there, even if you can't fully trust them. However, they are all strangers. During this long ride, trying to find city after city or small town to find some glimmer of hope in what's happening in the world or supplies that they scavenge, they're once again trying to outrun the shadow as it creeps across the land. Trying to find at least some hope, if there is any less. I will leave the scene up to my players as they are in that vehicle.
Quick question.
Yes, sir.
We're in a pickup truck.
Yes.
How big is the inside of this pickup truck?
So there's a back. There's a kind of front bucket seat with 3 seats. There is the very back where you can sit down anywhere, but it's the back of the cab is completely open. There's that little slider window with like 3 windows in the back. One of them can slide open, so it's the middle one, so you can still hear the conversation in the front seat. It's not raining, but there are some dark clouds above. And behind you, where you've just come from Tulsa, you can see the shadow slowly making its way in the same direction as you.
Well, Toby is a pretty big guy, so he would probably not necessarily fit in the way back and would probably volunteer to sit all the way in the cab.
It's mighty kind of you, Tobe. Mighty kind of you.
Well, just make sure you remember it later on.
I assume Steve, myself, is behind the driver's seat, of course. A little bit of Merle Haggard playing on an old cassette tape. It's the only cassette tape that I have in the truck. And just kind of one arm out the window, trying to seem relaxed, but eyes constantly scanning the horizon for anything that seems useful or dangerous.
Raj is sitting in the back, cramped back, kind of nervously twitching a little bit, keeping blatantly very uncomfortable. It doesn't seem to be the truck, though. Seems very at ease with the truck. Kind of like he's staring out the window.
All right. So, Mark, what was your character's name again?
Toby.
Toby. That's right. I didn't write everyone's names down because I'm smart. You said he was sitting in the way back or in the front?
Yeah, I'm sitting all the way in the back of the cab of the pickup truck, and
okay,
I'm staring at the shadow as it follows us, making sure I know exactly where it is.
I mean, yeah, if jump seat isn't taken, definitely Alicia's there, just like trying to look and feel relaxed even though foot is jostling, clear agitation, fiddling with the blade of a knife, just kind of like rubbing it across, her fingerprint.
Alicia, if you keep tapping your foot like that, this is an old truck and the bottom's going to fall out, okay?
She turns and looks at you and just goes, All right, fine. Sure. All right, yeah, whatever you say. She like stops shaking her legs, but then just starts like fidgeting.
Steve, you pay attention to Alicia for a moment. As you look up again, you see that there's a road sign coming up that says the name of a city a couple miles away. Get a little closer and closer, and it's Stroud, Oklahoma, 3 miles.
Well, says out loud to the rest of the group. I got something coming up 3 miles. Stroud. It's not OKC or anything like that at Tulsa, but they probably have something along the lines of supplies. Bound to have a convenience store or something we can hit up.
Okay.
Sounds good. Maybe we can get some supplies.
Hey, Toby knocks on the window. Hey guys, I gotta take a piss soon. Maybe we could stop or something?
Yeah, Tobe, if you can hold it in, there's a place called Stroud, about 3 to 2 miles up the road. Shouldn't be a problem. You can let loose once we stop.
All right, I can piss out the back if you want.
No,
Please.
careful. It might break his old truck.
I would have to ask you, please, to refrain from relieving yourself out the back of the truck, please.
It's very fragile.
I probably should have known that a couple of days ago, but now I know that, and now I won't.
Go ahead and just I keep the window open, but
yeah,
glancing ever so like often at the rear view mirror to make sure that Toby has kept his butt firmly on that wheel well.
So this is a one of Toby's favorite spots. Actually, there's something peaceful about the speed of the truck and the wind going by his ears, so that he doesn't really quite hear anything coming out of the fog. And he's even kind of made like a little nest of his own belongings in the far corner of the truck. He's got like a little can of dog food that he keeps underneath just in case he wants a little snack.
Alpo, it's good for the soul.
1 mile to go. And the highway starts to make a decline. The terrain gets a little rockier. You were used to some plains before. But now it seems like it's dipping in between, and they kind of had to blast out rock walls, right? There's a little bit of an incline. And as you keep going more down that incline, Steve, you can give me a roll. Let's do intelligence and alertness roll.
Ooh. I'm okay at one of those things. That is a 9.
Steve gets solid 9. Not bad. Steve, you notice that as it gets to its lowest point, your heart kind of skips a beat. There's a kind of pit feeling in your stomach. The shadow rolled over this place once before. Not all of it is dissipated. The very bottom of where that incline kind of dips, there's a little bit of shadow, that fog still left there. You can't drive around it. You have to go through it. You don't think it's too deep, but you're starting to realize that you might have to put a brick down on the accelerator and get up as high as you can.
Lean back out to the window a little bit. I'm going to put it in idle and wait to turn on the high beams. Toby, you're probably going to have to batten down the hatches back there. We've got a little bit of patch of darkness up ahead.
Yeah, that's a 10-4.
So just keep your head down and try not to stick any hands or feet outside the vehicle, please, son.
Never again.
Keep all appendages within the moving vehicle at all times.
Steve's going to roll up his window.
Yep.
And
Same. Rolling up the window. She's like checking the door, like locking it. She's like,
Toby has it's like a canvas kind of half moth-eaten tarp that he found at some point in the travels that he's been using as his own little nest, but or his own little nest of belongings to hide shit in, and maybe uses as coverage at some point during the night. And he pulls it over himself and tries to kind of get as flat as possible in the back of the truck and kind of do a bat wing over with this canvas.
I watch you do all of that. All right, I think he's good.
Okay, good. Raj, you mind handing the shot to me? And probably beside Raj, tucked behind the seat, is a double-barreled shotgun.
Yes, and very gingerly hands it to you.
Hands it.
You see him like pick a hammer, like a ball-peen hammer, up off the seat next to him, and just kind of hold it.
Breaks it away, makes sure that the 2 shells are still in it, closes it, and puts it beside the gear shifter, and looks at Alicia and goes, "If things get too crazy, you think you could handle this?"
Alicia raises her eyebrows. She goes, "What makes you think that I? I mean,
10 and 2, Missy. I got to keep my hands on the wheel. Just want to make sure somebody's able to cover my ass."
Yeah, I mean, I guess. Is anyone?
Nope.
I'm really not the best person for this.
Nope.
I'm really not the best person for this. She like grabs it. She's like avoiding
The trigger.
The trigger, just like slides it down. It's like holding it like.
Remember,
it's like, all right,
point that
I guess.
end at things, and
that end doesn't go at any of us. It goes at something that is against us.
Okay.
It isn't us.
Don't jerk the trigger. Squeeze. Don't pull.
And with that, are you making your way through?
I'm gonna turn on the high beams and gonna hit the gas.
As you hit the gas and your truck lunges forward out of idle, the patch of shadowy fog almost whips and turns as if it's looking at what's coming at it, as if it's sentient. And it begins to shift and change. And as you get closer to it, the fog kind of goes away, and instead, Alicia, you're paying extra close attention to this, becomes a field of bone. Just femurs, tibia, fibia, the very rock face on the side of the columns that kind of go out are just littered with bones and skulls. And as the pickup truck begins to make its way through, it begins to rattle and shake and move. And you hear the crunching and snapping.
Alicia starts screaming.
Marrow and bone just start splintering around. The truck almost gets stuck for a moment. And actually, Alicia, I will need you to make a willpower and intelligence check, as this is a primal fear of yours. Hydrate.
Hydrate, everyone. I'm gonna send it to you privately. It's more fun that way.
I'll have everybody know that we stocked up on extra water for this one.
Yeah, thanks to your big dad.
Yeah, thank you, your big dad.
Thanks, buddy. Yeah, no, I mean, realistically, irrelevant to the result, even before, like, not sure if the fear is going to take hold, she just starts screaming, and she's holding the stock of that shotgun like it is a crucifix, just like, you know, like she's a nun with a crucifix, just absolutely hanging on for dear life, eyes button shut.
And what was the result of your roll, Alicia?
That was a 6.
You are absolutely frozen in terror. You could spend mental fatigue to overcome this, if you so chose. But you would be spending 5 of your mental fatigue.
I mean, I don't know if she really thinks it's necessary yet, or if I think it's necessary yet. If we're just driving through.
All right.
Yeah.
Mm.
Just
Eh.
freezes up.
You stay completely frozen in terror. Steve, however, as the truck kind of nearly gets stuck for a quick moment, two of those skulls, as you're looking at them, you hear something. And they're two very small skulls. And they say, "Dad, help us!" And you need to roll willpower and intelligence. No, the rest of you don't hear this. It's just Steve. You left us to die. We hate you. You're pathetic. You think you can save your new family? You couldn't even save your own.
Steve is just cursing a little bit to himself, like, "Come on, you old bitch, don't stop now. Don't stop now." That is a 12.
And you succeed, sir. You realize that this isn't your girls. This is just a shadow. This is what it does. You can act it out as you please, but you have succeeded.
I'm just white knuckled and like fighting with the gear shift, trying to make sure that it's not getting stuck on any patches of bones. And then Steve's just gonna be like, Melissa, stop screaming. Melissa, stop. Alicia, stop screaming. Please. I'm trying to focus.
She did. She stops. Still frozen up, but has gone completely silent.
You're almost through. The last bit of bone gives way, and it's once again that shadow. And it touches the truck. The truck itself takes more damage from just the actual shadow essence than it ever did from the bone. As if that wasn't really the intention. You make it about another half mile. Something's wrong with your truck. The engine light comes on.
Are we out of the shadow?
You're out of the shadow. You're about a quarter mile away from, and you can see it, the edge of town for Stroud.
What?
And the car begins to smoke on the engine and
pull over.
break down.
Pull over.
God damn it!
Stop.
That's it. Just cut the engine and then immediately like move it into neutral and roll it over to, like, with a little bit, try to roll it over to his shoulder.
The second the car stops, I jump out and I tell him, pop the hood. Let me take a look.
Go ahead. Pop the hood.
Is Alicia frozen until she spends the mental fatigue, or does it go away after a scene or something?
I'm going to say it goes away at the end of that scene, which we are now on to the next. So
Okay.
As you're out of that danger, you feel yourself overcome because the danger is no longer there. There's no more bone.
I feel like the door to the truck like does that big old steel squeak that old truck doors do, and flings the door open and hops out and goes, "I'm so sorry. I just lost it."
But now that I have like a problem to fix, I'm like, I tune everyone else out and I just start trying to assess like what's wrong with the truck. It completely helps me center and calm down.
I hand Raj a canteen of water just in case he needs it, if it's overheated or anything like that. Just go and hand it, and then I immediately like pop on the bed of the truck. Toby, we're through it. Need eyes up. Alicia?
Yeah.
Alicia, you with me?
She nods. She goes, "Yeah, I'm good now.
All right, focus. I'm gonna need you to hand over that gun now, though. Okay?"
She looks down, surprised, and blinks and goes, "Yeah." And she marches right on over and goes, I'm just gonna take a short little walk, just not too far, and
Stay ahead of the horizon, all right? Don't get out of sight.
This shouldn't take me too long. Don't go too far.
No. I just gotta clear my head, and I'm also gonna just see if I can see anything.
As Alicia's walking away, Toby kind of walks up behind her. That was wild. Woo! Did Alicia pop? Did she throw up in the truck?
She she had a bit of an episode, but she's winding down now. Nothing to get too worried about.
Woo! You should have felt it in the back, boys. Oh, that was nice. You got through it, man. Can't say much about your truck though. What's going on with this?
Hey, my tool bag is in the back with your stuff. Can you grab it for me?
Oh yeah, totally. I kind of grab it and kind of throw it over to your feet. I don't even hand it over to you. Just kind of throw it at you.
So yeah, what's wrong with the truck?
Yeah, what do you think, Doc?
You open the hood.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not sure yet, everything looks fairly copacetic. Checking radiator fluid.
Mm-hmm.
That seems fine.
Yeah.
You go to check the oil, and as you take the cap off, it begins overflowing with this black sludge.
Whoa.
The sludge begins to kind of creep and seep out on its own. And
I start backing away. I would take a step back.
It starts to sizzle on the metal itself, and it just starts deteriorating the mechanical components of the truck.
Fuck.
It's getting closer to the battery, and things are really now starting to take a turn for the worse.
Get your shit out of the truck.
Raj, what's happening? What'd you do?
I don't know. No. Get your shit out of the truck. We got to get away from it.
I'm gonna grab my rucksack, and I'm gonna grab Alicia's bag as well.
Yeah, I kick my tool bag away because it's closed, and I go. I grab my bag with my other stuff out of the back of the truck, and I run over.
I'm peeking underneath the hood. What is that? Headlight fluid?
No. That's
Don't
not
touch
normal.
that,
That's not normal.
Oh, that's not supposed to do that.
Yeah, I grab you and I start pulling.
Let's get the fuck out of here. I guess the car's broken. We can't use it ever again. Well, is it supposed to do that?
No, that's not. That's the oil. It's not supposed to start eating through metal.
Oh, then that's not oil then.
Yeah, exactly.
It starts to catch on fire.
Yeah.
Shit. I'm gonna quickly lean in the cab, and I am going to grab the Merle Haggard cassette, and then I'm going to flip down the visor, and then grab what looks like a photo, and put those both in my front pocket.
I'm going to the back of the truck, and I'm quickly grabbing.
Oh, Toby, you're gonna have to roll intelligence and willpower. This is one of your primal fears.
I've got fire, and fire is bad.
Fire bad.
Fire bad. Okay. I'm sorry. What am I rolling?
Intelligence and willpower, sir.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. Four.
You can't even get close to that truck. You are finding your body moving away from it as fast as you can.
Seeing
Get the fuck out of there.
Seeing the smoke rising, that broiling black smoke rising from burning car parts. Alicia definitely is sprinting back.
Nope. And I just wave you to turn back around. I'm like, no.
The black smoke is going only so high and then stopping.
Once
it's not dissipating.
Once I feel like I'm a safe distance away from an explosion, I stop.
It plumes out of the front of the truck. And even if you're standing 15 feet away, it's not dissipating. There's a wind blowing, there's a breeze, it's not moving. It's
It,
slowly just getting bigger. It begins to slowly
Yeah.
drift towards the band of travelers.
I just run.
Yeah, Alicia's definitely just like, time to go.
Yeah.
Toby, yeah. Shit.
I'm sorry.
Gonna take one look back and then just haul ass.
Yeah. I'm like, fuck. I just start running
Run.
too.
You
We'll find
run.
another one. It's fine, Raj.
So
Where
Alicia's
are you
definitely gonna
running
let
to?
her.
Down.
I was thinking the town.
Yeah, the direction that I just running down the road.
That's great.
Alicia's
you
definitely
see-
gonna let the group catch up.
That's
to
not
her.
a good choice.
Rip.
You see the outskirts of that town. Getting a little closer. Any of you can make an alertness and intelligence roll, if you so choose, to see what you can see about the town.
I have a very high pool for that.
Go ahead.
Those who brag about it always get the worst roll.
You know me. I always roll amazingly, except for when it matters. Yeah. Math. 9.
So,
4.
that's
I'm
I
just
also rolled
running.
a 9.
9. How many did you get, Alicia?
I rolled a
9?
9.
9.
Yep.
And Wes gets an 8.
8.
Mark, did you get the 4?
Yeah, I got the 4.
Everyone but Mark notices
Oh,
something
Toby.
a little different about the town that you've never seen before anywhere else. There are some devices on top of the buildings that are closest to the outskirts of town.
What do they look like?
From afar, they almost look like jet engines and fans. Turbines.
I say that.
Oh.
I'm like, oh.
And you see a good deal of solar panels on the roofs of some of the buildings. Get a little bit closer, you get towards one of the main entrances to town. And there is a crack that echoes through the air. It's a gunshot. And you hear someone on a bullhorn say, "Hands up, we need to check you for medical, and then you will be allowed entry."
We're not medics.
No, that's not what they meant.
We're totally normal. Definitely not medics.
Stop. Fuck. Stop talking.
Someone in a Home Depot Ace Hardware Tyvek painter suit approaches you with what looks like to be a painter's mask, basic goggles. This is not EPA, CDC approved. This is what they had in town. And hydrant.
I don't think they're medics either.
No, they're fucking not. But
They're definitely not
humor,
medics.
humor
Toby.
them.
They
It's a good thing we're not either.
check your eyes. They kind of give you a look over. They don't take your temperature or anything. They lift a small walkie-talkie and say they're clear, they're not mutated. They do not show any signs of the fog infection. And the person begins to take off some of their gear. It's kind of a larger guy. He's got like a little kid's bowl haircut. The town barber probably died, you're guessing. Hi, welcome to Stroud. Sorry about that. That's kind of what we do with everyone. We haven't had a lot of guests in a long time. But I want to take you to our current mayor or leader, whatever you want to call her. Her name is Dakota.
Yeah.
You
No,
guys,
that's the-
survivors like us?
Yeah.
And don't
Most
worry about it.
definitely.
It's understandable.
Yeah, you can't press your luck out here. This is I think we're one of the last cities in this entire county, maybe anywhere, that has made it. You'll have to tell us about your own travels sometime.
For sure. What's your
my
name?
name is Ralphie.
Ralphie. Ralphie, nice to meet you. My name's Steve.
Alicia.
When he goes to shake your hand, it's not only like enthusiastic, it almost hurts. This is a big dumb dude. He is strong. He does not know the.
So there's a giant dum dum
strength.
named Ralphie with a coconut bowl cut. I
MM
love it. I love this person. We must protect them.
MOO. That spells Ralphie.
That's right.
Oh,
It's a big. I'm a big fan. Ralphie leads you into town, and there is a Native American woman in her mid to late 40s who approaches you. Hello, my name is Dakota. Welcome to Stroud.
thank you.
I don't make the habit of even asking where people are from anymore, given the state of the world. Stroud's a little different, because we're all still alive. This was once a manufacturing town for Rolls-Royce, Boeing. We once made airplane turbines.
Okay.
As this started happening, we were quick enough to get the infrastructure to put up solar panels. One of our best engineers here, his name is Jacob. We put a couple of these turbines on the top of the buildings on the outskirts of town.
That works.
It works enough. They get close, but
I'm a mechanical engineer mechanic. I'd love to take a look at the setup you have.
we would love you to. Jacob would love you to. He's not a programmer, and we're having issues with one of the turbines programming.
Oh, I mean, I'm
As far as the mechanics,
hands-on
however,
machines.
we have a woman in town named Shonda who is having trouble with a small aircraft that we have. Sure,
Yeah, I can take a
welcome
look.
help. This is a particularly interesting part of Oklahoma, as the barometric pressure here is heavier than normal. You might have witnessed the incline as you came into town. That shadowy fog here, it doesn't get that elevated. With what we've set up in town, we've been able to save juice during the day, power it on when we see it coming, and it almost always comes at night. But we've been able to push it back. We've been awake, many of us, for over 36 hours straight now. We think that one of the local other communities was taken over and mutated by whatever that is. We've been having more incursions at night.
Incursions?
Yeah, them coming and fucking with us and doing their nightmare things, trying to destroy our fans, trying to kill us. They've killed a number of us already. But
You're not looping the solar panels into batteries to keep the turbines running at night?
unfortunately, we don't have that many batteries. They run at night. It's just they've been targeting them, throwing rocks inside if they can. We've had to put screens up after the first one went down. Eventually, we fear that they won't work anymore, and we'll have to either run for our lives if we even see it coming.
How are you?
Not to question. Go ahead, Toby.
How are you defending yourselves against these incursions?
We have a number of small rifles. We've got a couple pistols.
No, I mean, are you just all locking down and letting these incursions happen? Or are you doing something about it?
Not at all. We've got people on patrol all the time, but there's only so many of us left, and we've, like I said, even when going in shifts, we've been finding ourselves staying awake, many of us, for 36 hours at a time before resting. If you guys come in here, we would love to give you a decent meal, whatever you need. Restock your supplies if you intend on moving on. Just stay for at least a day. One of y'all keep night watch if you have any security background. Help us out, a couple of people in town with the skills you have. And we'd be very thankful.
Yeah, see what I can do.
Yeah, and I will definitely help you with your security issues because I'm already seeing quite a bit of issues already. Two things though. I'm gonna need a gun, and I'm gonna need some drink. And I don't know how you guys have been doing in that department because we're running a bit low, and we're traveling.
We got a decent amount of both.
Well, shit, we're best friends now.
Someone say best friends? Oh, I love being best friends.
I start walking. I like start moving, and I'm like, so where's this person with the plane? Can I?
So Shonda says, "Follow me," and Rajinder breaks from the rest of the group. It's about noon. You find the plane. It's a small, like 5-seater. You see a young woman working on it. She's got blonde hair, green eyes. Her repair skills are not the best, Dakota tells you.
I'll see. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll see what I can do.
I'll leave you to that. I'm going to go talk to the rest of your friends. I didn't get a lot of your names. What is your name, sir?
Raj.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dakota, nice to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you. I will see what I can do. I'll also try to impart some wisdom if I can, and then I'll meet up with my friends again.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for letting us in.
You're not infected, man. You're not an enemy, so. You approach the plane with the woman whose head is still kind of where the engine is. She's swearing. You hear a couple of metal things clanking around. God damn it, this is the second fucking capacitor we've gone through.
Oh, well, okay. Hey, hi. Hello.
Hi. Oh my God. Who are you?
My name is Raj. I just got here. I'm also a mechanic. And I was
Well, that
told
makes
you're having
one of
some
us.
trouble.
Oh, thank you. My cousin tried to teach me what he could, but it was mostly automobiles. Not so much aircraft.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, they're not that different once you learn your way around an engine.
I mean, I used to fly with my family all the time, but man, fixing one of these is a whole different story.
Oh, yeah. No. Trust me, I'm a terrible driver, but I can fix a car.
Well, that's great. I can fly one of these things, and a couple people in town can.
Cool. I mean, I'd be happy to show you at least how to diagnose small problems, but I mean...
I would love that. Anyway, yeah, show me what you got. I think now I just blew through another one of these capacitors. They're kind of what we use. We link them up because we don't have another car battery. But there is, I think there might be one in the parts shed over there if you want to check it out.
Yeah.
If you want to get one real quick, come back and then show me what how to actually work on one of these fine pieces of equipment, I'd be very thankful.
Part shed over there.
Yeah. You heading over?
Yeah.
You walk up to it. It's like a small barn.
Okay. How small?
But it's small.
Okay.
How you feel about that?
How big's the door?
Standard apartment door.
Okay.
Not like a double door, typical barn or anything like that.
Okay.
The walls are a little tight.
I'll open up the door and find something to prop it open with.
Yeah. It's a little dark. However, there is a oil lamp with the pilot lit. If you kind of tweak the knob a little bit, a little more oil through, it will illuminate the space
a
little better.
I'll do that.
And as you do that, you see something written in chalk all over the inside of the shed. It's a name. It says Kelvinder. Written hundreds of times inside of the shed.
Mm-mm.
Can you give me really quickly a nice little roll to see if you can find the part you need?
Sure. What would you like me to roll?
Mechanics and intelligence, please.
Yeah, I can do that.
You could be okay there.
What did you say when you roll max success on both dice?
It's kind of like a critical success, and you will restore some mental fatigue.
Well, I don't have any mental fatigue other than from that. So, I rolled an 18.
18. You are able to quickly find exactly what you need and a number of other plate parts that you think would be very handy to have. A lot of them are consumable items, as you would call them. They are pieces and parts that do experience wear and tear.
Okay.
You grab a quick milk crate full of them just in case you need them, because you're not feeling like you want to come back in this little shack.
No.
And you hear, as you start to try and step away, there's a mirror above the door that you didn't see before because it's illuminated. And as you look in it, you see your brother.
Yep, cool. Fuck you. And I just walk out.
You left me to die.
Nope. Mm-mm.
You left. As you walk out, the mirror falls. You turn, and you see it almost in slow motion. It hits the ground. And as it shatters, blood starts leaking from each shard of glass. Give me an intelligence and willpower roll.
Shut it down. Shut it down.
15.
You were able to keep it together. What are you thinking about that as you overcome this fear? What does Ravinder think? Ravinder thinks, fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you. Nope. Nah. Not playing this game. Fix the fucking plane.
Make it back. Not too bad. Does this happen to you everywhere, Ravinder? When you stop at other towns, do you ever experience this?
Yeah, probably.
Probably.
Yeah.
Now, as Ravinder works with Shonda, teaching her what he can, Alicia is told by Dakota, who makes her way back, that there has been a lack of meat, and they have seen a mountain lion not too far from here. They're sending one of their best shots. His name is Dominic, a young African-American man, to go after it. They're looking for someone to go with him. They're not suggesting you go, but they're hoping you will, because the rest of them are exhausted, like they said, and they were hoping to get some sleep.
Alicia's, above all else, seems like just really wants to help, to to basically pay her way, so to speak, and do her part.
Yeah.
And this seems like finally something she's actually capable of doing, even if it's not an expertise. Like, she just says, well, I'm no hunter, but if you got someone who can do the hunting, I could certainly watch his back at least.
So Dominic comes by. Hi, my name is Dominic. I heard that you might be the one coming down and helping me find this son of a bitch mountain lion that's been looking at us like we're a bunch of fancy feast or something.
She goes, yep, yeah, I'm the one supposed to help you with that, and yeah, name's Alicia, but I'm no good with those. She gestures at the gun. She says, so if you can handle that, I can I'm fine. I'm fine for the overland and for the keeping my eyes peeled.
No. Cool. I can handle the gun. I'm a pretty good shot. He hands you a machete.
She goes, "This I can do."
Can you? Shoot. You're all right. All right. It's only outside of town. There's a small cliff base. A little bit of a trek up there. We believe there's a series of caves. We think it's made its home up there. It's the direction we've seen it come a number of times.
Yeah,
So,
I'm happy to help. So, when do you want to get started?
No time like the present. It is now about 3:00, and I do not want to be out there when it gets dark.
Oh, goodness, no, not under any circumstances.
Hell yeah. So, you and Dominic head out there.
Okay.
It's more than an incline. Like, it's more than like you're hiking. You're having to climb over some decent rocks.
Okay.
Give me a quick agility and athletics check. Make sure you can get up there without harm.
Can do. Wow, thanks D12, you piece of garbage. I rolled a 7.
7.
I have cursed dice on a regular basis, and I enjoy every second of it.
I approve. Screw those dice.
You make it up there.
I like the implication.
You do slip a few times.
Okay.
You're not hurt, but you're scraped. You've had that fear of bashing yourself against a rock a couple times. Dominic has heard this kind of commotion behind you. He's been like, "Hey, little lady, you all right over there?"
I'm not little, and yeah, I'm all right. I guess I'm just better at just moving in a straight line, not climbing so much.
Yeah, well, the last person that came to help me up here ended up putting their hand out to catch their fall and goddamn broke their wrist.
Stop, please. That's okay. I please just say use
Whoa,
the word.
Whoa.
Hurt. Can you please just use the word hurt?
What's wrong with broke? Broke.
Look, I got a condition, okay?
Condition in this day and age. Shit.
Everyone's got a condition.
Haven't you seen demons and shit by now? And you're worried about, oh, whatever, I'm not going to tease you.
She nods, she goes, thank you. I really appreciate it.
I'll tease you when I get back, that's all.
She rolls her eyes and she goes, fine. If you must, so long as it's over a drink.
Doesn't take too long. You do end up seeing that mountain lion. It's about 40 yards away. It does not look right. You've seen like National Geographic before this shit hit the fan. It was really popular in the 90s.
That doesn't look like TV.
Wild Animal Kingdom and shit. Wild America. Jack Hanna cuddling a mountain lion on Maury. Whatever. This thing looks sick.
I think I saw one of those on Man vs. Wild.
I could give you a quick alertness and intelligence roll.
Sure.
But it doesn't take much to see. It's got an extra eye. Below its right eye, there is another eye. And it's foaming at the mouth with black crap.
That ain't right.
Oh, fuck, we ain't eating this. That's not good. It begins to charge.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
Dominic quickly raises his gun. He rolls. And misses. It runs quicker and quicker. It pounces and lands on top of him.
Oh, yeah, I'd say
it
Alicia
does not get another shot off very quickly.
Right. Okay.
Alicia, quickly give me an agility, and you can use brawl or weaponry for this one. You have a machete, but it's close combat. Whatever you're better at.
I mean, same hat. Let's see if I get screwed again. Oh, I sure don't. That's a 19.
And Alicia has had about enough. The machete comes up and down and through whatever the fuck this thing is now. And you cut its head off. And where its spine is supposed to be is this very long snake-like looking thing.
Oh, that's a worm.
That then, it's like a giant worm.
Yeah, I mean, because it's on top of her friend, she'd be sticking a boot on its side and just trying to shove it off.
And it begins to do one of these, and it pops out of the mountain lion's body, grows centipede-like legs, and begins to walk towards you. Dominic has been bitten by this thing. And he has screamed. Ah! As he screams, that centipede-looking thing goes towards him.
Oh, fuck
Not
no.
you. But as you look up, because that ravine kept going, you see something you really don't want to see. A lot of darkness. It begins to, it's at the base, and it starts to slowly creep down.
Okay, so Alicia definitely is going to try and just, I mean, like, this is a giant centipede. She's just like, it's just like a giant snake, it's just like a giant snake, it's just like a giant snake, and she's gonna try and hit it.
Try and hit it? All right. There's a weird hum from the cliff base. Hum.
Like a weird discordant, like basso rumble type thing.
What'd you roll?
Okay, I rolled a 16.
You whack and whack and whack and chop the centipede up until it no longer has enough body to reform, and it seems to die.
Yeah.
And
Alicia's
Dominic,
like, go ahead.
oh, and Dominic is kind of getting the pieces off of him. His leg is in a bad way.
Okay.
What the fuck is up there?
She goes, don't look at it, just focus real quick. Just focus, okay? I got a first aid kit in my bag. Do you know much about medicine? Because I don't know that much, but I got a first aid kit.
I mean, enough. Fuck, that thing's coming now. You gotta get out of here. Leave me.
She immediately goes, not unless I have to. And she then like smacks the first aid kit into his chest and is like, I'm dragging you. And she's just gonna try to drag him.
All right, give me a strength and athletics.
Can do.
Fuck yeah, Alicia.
You're a better woman than I.
That is a 7.
It's too heavy.
Oh, fuck.
You're an athlete. You're not that kind of athlete.
No, not a strength.
You had a hard time climbing up here. You can't imagine yourself climbing down with a man of Dominic's size.
She says, I'm sorry, I can't carry you. What do you
I'll
want me to tell
hold him
him?
off. Run.
What do you want me to tell him?
Picks up his gun. I don't fucking care. Run.
She's like, that I can do. And she starts sprinting.
You get towards the very bottom of that ravine. You start running, which you're good at, back to town. You only hear about one more gunshot go off. And you don't hear a scream.
Busting back into the town, wherever it is she would bust into. First person she sees, she says, it got Dominic.
They don't react like oh, he died. They're used to that by now. They've lost too many. They're just kind of like out of fuel for that. And now Let's go to Steve.
Yeah.
On top of one of the buildings, there's a step ladder that goes up to like an 8-foot roof. Small 4-foot ladder that goes to the top of the roof. And there is a man up there. He's got his laptop set up into a computer station that you can see that there's like several wires heading towards the actual turbine. He looks like he's pretty stressed.
Howdy up there, partner.
Yeah.
I was told by Dakota down yonder that you were needing some help here. Not much of a programmer.
I ain't much of a programmer. I worked at the factory. I'm good at rebuilding these things. I'm not a programmer. I don't recognize your voice, so you must be new. My name is Jake.
Oh, yeah. Jake, you said?
Yeah, Jacob.
Jacob. All right. Steve Brook. Steve Brook. You can call me Steve. You can call me SB, whatever you need, man.
Yeah, put her there.
On there. I mean, I don't know if you're running off of anything that I worked on, but I was working for Mr. Gates down in Silicon Prairie.
Holy shit. You one of them city boys.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily call me a city boy, but
you something better than me, man. Man. All right. Well, I'll let you take the commander seat, and I will try to pick up whatever I can. I'm watching the masterwork.
For sure. Hey, and if you want to, I've got in my rucksack, I've got all my notes from back in my job. So if you want to look over anything, copy anything down, go ahead. I got some good coding and everything in there. I'm just gonna go ahead and take a whack at it though, if you don't mind.
Go right ahead.
All right.
I'll probably have my little girl copy that for me. I don't have enough time for that.
Little girl, huh? All right, yeah. For sure.
Yeah, she's good at
that. How old is she?
About 6.
Oh, 6. Yeah, I've got 2 of my own round about them parts.
You do?
Yeah.
Oh shoot, they can play together.
Well, I mean they're not here with me.
What do you mean they're here with you?
Well, they're with their mama down
in hell?
Not that far, Jacob. Nah. Close to it though. They're in Tucson.
That's what I hear. That place is, oh man.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I got 2 of them. I got Melissa. She's about 7, and then I've got Sarah. She's about 5.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll have a play date sometime, I guess.
Yeah. If everything works out perfectly, might come on by and see again.
Yeah. Steve, why don't you give me an intelligence and knowledge to see if you can fix this gosh darn programming?
That I can do. Let's see. There we go. Come on, big money. Ooh. So might I spend a mental fatigue to re-roll, good sir?
You can spend mental fatigue to overcome the gap of success.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. I rolled a 7, but yeah.
And please only spend 2 mental fatigue.
Perfect. All right.
For anyone else, this would be much harder, but you are Steve Goshdan Brooks.
That was special.
Ooh, some GM likes him. So it takes you a little bit. You're scratching your head. You're really trying to work your brain around. It's not that it's hard. It's that this is below your league. And you had to really go back to 7th grade algebra here.
Yeah, it's Bush League.
Right. Not really. Yeah. You get it to kick in. The problem was that the turbine programming somehow defaulted to go from 0 to 60. It was not amping up gradually. And when they went to kick this thing on for the first, or not the first time, but the last time they did, it nearly rocketed off the roof. You know?
Mm-hmm.
But you got it. You feel pretty good. The town is a little bit safer. You've completed a motivation. I'm going to let you earn back those 2 mental fatigue points.
All right.
About as that happens, a little girl has made her way up the ladder. And she's got 2 Kult cans of soda and a plate of sandwiches. And she brings them to her daddy. Papa, you almost done? I want to go play. Oh, not quite yet, darling. I'm working on this with this good man who just arrived in town. His name is Steven. I'm just trying to copy down some of these notes here. Steven, I think he's already whizzing through what he's gotten done. I hear that turbine actually kickstarting. I couldn't figure it out. No, it'll probably be a few more minutes, honey. I don't have time to play just yet.
No worries, though, little miss. We'll have your daddy down there playing with you here soon, though. Shouldn't take too long.
You will?
Yeah, of course. No problem at all.
You promise?
Oh, that's a big old Texas-sized promise.
Oh, shoot, Missy, you're all right.
I've heard so.
This take you too much longer, and all of you end up getting off the roof because your work is done. I feel a little bit better, but you feel a little jealous, I'm sure.
Very.
A little worried.
Could have just pushed Jacob off that roof, but you know.
You know how like one-shots go, they turn into campaigns, so you know.
Steve the ledge pusher.
If y'all live. It's now getting a little darker. Dusk is settling in. Dakota makes her way over to Toby. Hey, thank you for what you said earlier. It seems like you were more interested in helping out with the patrol aspect of helping out around here.
Yeah, I can't really offer much, but what I can offer is what I know, and what I know is at least barreling down the hatches, and I can help you barrel down the hatches here. I've been I've been talking to your buddy Ralphie here. He's a good kid.
Ralphie's special. His caregiver died, unfortunately, and everyone in town's been pitching in to keep a good eye on Ralphie. He's pretty well self-sufficient in managing the day-to-day, but you know he needs a little more attention than the other townsfolk.
Well, he's strong. I could say that. He's a big guy.
Don't you ask him for a hug. He will break your goddamn back like Bam Bam on the Flintstones, sir.
I'm sure he will. And he's told me all about the Flintstones too. He does like his cartoons. But yeah, I can definitely help at least a little bit. I mean, I've been looking at kind of your fences and kind of walking the perimeter a little bit and checking things out, and it's all right, but it's not the best.
Hopefully with you here, we'll make it better.
Well, here's the deal. You know, obviously, you know, this doesn't come cheap, right? You said you have some drink. We have none anymore. The guys like to put it away, so, you know.
Let's get you nice and loaded after your shift.
Well, yeah, and maybe some that we could take on our way. And you mentioned guns. I'm interested to see some of those.
I got a Ruger Mini 14, 223 lever action. I think you would really enjoy.
Beautiful, awesome. I love a Luger. Classic.
All right.
How are you doing on ammunition? That's my question.
We got fewer people to fire them guns, so we got more ammunition. That's the ratio you're going for.
Well, if you got less people to fire those guns and more guns than people to shoot, then maybe we could take some of those off your hands.
I'm sure we can work out a deal.
Yeah, let's see what we got. Why don't you show me where the problem areas are?
Well, right now we just need you to kind of walk around the perimeter and make sure that nothing really gets a drop on us tonight.
Who normally does the walk-arounds?
We all take shifts. We got Gerard over down at the county store. Dominic as well. Every now and then, Shonda.
You ever send Ralphie?
Not by himself, but sometimes he accompanies us.
Do you think he'd be all right with accompanying me? I mean, I've been talking with him.
I think he would love to join you tonight.
I think it'd be good. It'll help him out, you know, give him something to do.
Yeah. No, he could use a good friend.
Yeah, well, hey, listen, I was taking a nap in the back of the truck, so I'm good for quite a while. Maybe hopefully not 36 hours like you guys.
No,
but,
with a few more people here, this sleep schedule is getting revised.
You know I can kill you, right? I knew a guy.
Well, I'd rather die like that than, whoo. You know what I mean?
No, you don't want to die like that. You go crazy. I knew a guy.
What have you really seen of this horror?
What's that?
What have you really seen of this horror during? What have you experienced, sir? We don't ask outsiders this question too much.
It'll pull you in. It shows you what you want to see, or what it thinks you want to see.
Shows you exactly what you want to see.
You know when you're having a dream and you kind of think that you're awake and you're trying to make yourself kind of shake. You could feel locked in your own body in bed. You could almost feel your body vibrating as you're trying to will yourself awake. That's kind of what it feels like, only you don't ever wake up. It's always that smoky demon over your body, and you're always locked in your own skin as it shows you the best and the worst things that you never ever want to see. But it follows you. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it follows you all right. Anyway, her assistant comes by, hands you the Ruger. Ralphie comes on over. Here, we're going to be partners tonight.
Yeah, buddy.
I'm so excited. They don't give me no responsibilities around here.
What
this is going to be great. Me and you. Puts his arm around your neck, and he's like, yeah.
Yeah, we're like a real Starsky and Hutch, huh? It's kind of like SpongeBob and Patrick. Like I was explaining before, but they solve crimes.
Oh, I'm sure they do, mister.
Well, listen, hey, you and I are going to be regular SpongeBob and Patrick, kind of making our rounds around the Krusty Krab, so to speak.
All right. Let's do it.
Here's the thing, man. I'm going to need you to do a couple of things. Rule number one.
I'm ready.
Always listen to Toby.
You're Toby?
I'm Toby. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm Toby.
I can do that.
All right. Moon. That spells Toby, right?
It does.
All right. Number two. Always listen to Toby.
Wasn't that number one?
It's the same thing, but twice, because it's that important.
Oh, gosh. I didn't bring a notepad.
Okay, here's the thing. Let's review. Who are you always supposed to be listening to?
Toby.
That's right. That's right. Ralphie, you're smart, man.
Smartest guy in town.
You're also strong. So we're going to need you to we're going to have to give you something to protect yourself.
Yeah. I got a baseball bat.
You got a baseball bat?
Fuck yeah, I got a baseball bat.
I was
the best hitter on my team.
Come on, man. Home runs and everything?
Whatever that is. You're funny.
Well, hey, listen. You know when you're playing baseball and you hit the ball really hard.
I do that all the time.
Okay. Well, you're gonna have to hit whatever comes your way and protect yourself. All right. But that brings me to rule number 3.
Yeah.
Never, ever, ever, ever hit Toby in the head with your baseball bat.
What if you're a demon? What if you asked me to?
Okay. Only hit me in the head if I ask you to.
All right. That sounds right.
That's rule number 4.
I only need to do it once. Tell you what, mister.
All right. All right. Well, here's the thing. Let's go. Let's take our rounds. Let's take a look. we can't fall asleep, so we're just gonna have to protect this town. Are you ready, Ralphie?
I'm ready.
Ralphie, have you seen some things? Some scary things?
He begins crying. He's not like weeping, but like tears are rolling down his eyes.
Ralphie, I'm gonna need you to be a big boy with this. All right, we might see some of those scary things again. You handle it?
Yeah.
I want you. Why don't you hold it together? Lock it up. You lock it up with me? Come on.
I'm locking it up.
No, come on, get in. Knuckles to knuckles. Lock it up.
All right.
You got this.
Let's do this.
You're a big man. You're a man.
I am a big man. I'm goddamn Ralphie.
You're goddamn Ralphie. And you're goddamn right.
Good thing the preacher's dead. I would have gotten whipped.
The preacher?
Yeah, he got totally killed.
How did the preacher die, Ralphie?
I don't know. We found bits and pieces of him around town.
In the town or around the town?
Mostly in the town.
Do you ever play baseball with the preacher, Ralphie?
Not with his parts. That would be wrong.
That would be wrong. That would be wrong. Do you know who?
You're sick.
No, I'm just joking around with you, Ralphie. Would does anybody talk about how the preacher died at all?
No one was around when it happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hey, listen. Let's hope that doesn't happen to us, huh?
That would be awful. I miss you.
I miss you too, Ralphie. You're a good kid.
Pretty hard to cut Ralphie into little pieces.
You're much bigger than I, and I'm a big man, and you're much bigger than I.
Sure am. You're little.
Ralphie, I was going to ask you for a hug, but maybe Dakota told me not to. So.
I was told not to do that anymore.
Well, hey, listen, Ralphie. If you kick ass tonight, you'll get that hug.
Prefer like a candy bar or something.
I don't have a candy bar, but I do have a can of dog food with your name on it. It's wet dog food. It's delicious. It's like gravy and beef, I think.
I'm going to say that's a deal.
That's a deal, Ralphie. And with that, I'm going to start making my rounds. And
my caretaker can't tell me no anymore, so Ralphie gets to do what he wants.
I'm going to pretend I didn't hear that.
You begin to make your rounds. Going up and down some of the streets. They're paved. It's not like a dirt road town or anything like that. Night begins to fall. It's now dusk. As you're walking down the street a little bit, you hear something slide across the gravel asphalt behind you. And as you turn, there's a manhole cover that has been lifted and moved.
Is there anything around the manhole cover?
Just the street. And some street lights, which are also powered by the solar panels.
Ralphie, I'm going to need you to get my 6. Sorry, I'm going to need you to look at me and make sure you stop anything from hitting or pulling me while I go look at the manhole.
That's a lot better than looking out for a number.
Yeah. How high can you count?
Let's focus on task, Toby. We got dangerous things happening here.
Motherfucking Ralphie. You're on point, Ralphie. And
I'm going to walk Toby tonight.
I'm going to walk over to the manhole.
You hear something. Toby. Hey, I found some food. It's safe here.
Ralph, you hear that?
Come on over. Hear what?
I'm going to kind of
Remember
point.
that time, Toby? Remember that time we went on that date? Took me to the movies, Toby.
Now you're dead.
You said you'd love me forever, Toby.
No, we're just
You
kids.
were
You're
such
dead.
a gentleman. And then we walked out of the movie theater. You pushed me. You pushed me into the shadow, Toby. Save your own skin.
You didn't fucking listen to Toby.
I tripped and I fell.
Like Ralphie
I
should have listened to Toby.
I twisted my ankle, and you let the shadow take me so you could save yourself.
Because you didn't run. I said run. I said run.
You didn't say
And
anything, Toby.
you didn't listen to Toby.
You were quiet, Toby. You just pushed me.
I swear to God, I think I remember I said run.
You saved your own skin by sacrificing me.
Yeah, but did I say run?
Ralphie, I've got a candy bar.
Oh, no.
Ralphie.
I'm going to run over to the...
Toby, I need you to roll a intelligence and willpower.
Ralphie.
You get a 15. You resist. You do not freeze. You do not lock up as this thing calls to you. Out of the shadows, that woman, her face pops out of the manhole. It's your ex-girlfriend. Her eyes are bigger than normal. Her smile is wider than normal. And she's not talking to you anymore. She's saying, Ralphie, I've got a candy bar.
I'm going to shoot.
You
her
hear
head.
a baseball bat drop behind you. And her hand comes up, and one of her fingers gets very long and starts doing one of these. And you shoot. And the bullet passes through her as if she was missed. Out of the way, Toby. She's got a candy bar.
No, Ralphie, you got to run. You got to run.
Her finger gets rapidly long, like 8 feet, and penetrates his chest and comes out the other side. And then it barbs and it begins pulling him in. And he doesn't look like he's even in any pain. He's just going towards the manhole.
I'm gonna run
and
towards
his head turns 180 degrees, like an owl. And he says, "Come on, Toby. They've got chocolate." And he's folded in half, neatly, gently, as if his bones no longer have any resistance. And he is pulled through the manhole cover, which then slides back into place with a thunk as it seats itself.
Toby's gonna pick up the bat and turn around and walk in the exact opposite direction of the manhole cover. In a quick pace, but not an alarm, like not in a pace that seems like I'm panicking, but inside I'm shaking like a leaf.
It is now night. Steve has had his sandwiches. He's dined with Jacob and Millie, his little girl. Reginder and Shonda have spent a lot of time trading secrets and knowledge, siphoning gas from some of the vehicles nearby to fuel the plane that is now repaired and operational. Alicia makes it into town alone as the sun sets. And Toby is walking the streets, sans a large partner. And you see each other as Steve exits the home of a gracious family that offered him hospitality. And I'll let you have this scene to recollect and reconfigure.
On that note, we're going to take a short break.
That's a splendid idea. Go get yourself a candy bar.
Ralphie, fuck.
So, just as a side note,
M-O.
we are raising money.
M-O-N, that spells candy bar.
Yeah.
We are raising money for charity starting tomorrow, but technically you can go donate today. So while we are on break, you should go check it out. We're raising money for Rain. Thank you for tuning in. We'll be back in just a few minutes. And we're back. Hello. Thank you all. I hope that the content warning just dropped. I want to remind it did not. Okay, I gotta fix that. I just want to remind everyone that this game has very dark themes and can be used in many different ways. And we are definitely using it in the darker, more horror side, as we are known for. So I hope you are all enjoying it. As I mentioned before we went on break, we are also raising money, starting technically tomorrow, but the charity link is up on Tiltify for RAIN, the Rape, Abuse, and Incest National Network, which helps victims of all of those things with many different services. And I do see that a donation came. Thank you so much. As I mentioned, thank you, Neal and Kazi, actually, for donating. We will be running that all through the week, including our charity event on Wednesday. So make sure you just tune in, stick around. We're trying to raise $500. It's a modest amount, but hopefully we can pass it. That's great.
We can pass it.
Yeah, we can pass it.
I dare you to pass it, everybody.
Come on.
Triple dog.
I don't know if that works.
Anyway,
I double dog dare you.
Ooh, he double dog dared you.
That said, I am very excited to see where this goes. We were just having a conversation about whether or not we were all going to survive. So,
Hooray!
take it
Let's
away,
die.
sir. I also owe 2 hydrates. I apologize.
Oh, there you go. So you all meet up after helping out the good town folk of the city.
Some of us.
Some of you.
To-
I'll let you have the scene.
do you have something to say?
Nope, I've got nothing to say. We have to get the fuck out of here. But first, I need to talk to Dakota.
Yeah, so how'd y'all's tasks go?
It went great, man. I mean,
Yeah.
worked a little bit on computer programming, had some sandwiches, got to meet Jacob and Millie, little Millie. Cues a
Really?
button. Yeah, it was great. It's a fantastic time.
Do any of you have any flying a plane? He says like under his breath.
You're playing.
Alicia leans forward and goes, I'm sorry, did you just fucking say what you just said?
I mean, I've tooled around a little bit with different vehicles, but not really a plane. But why would we be flying a plane now?
I can drive stick shift. That's about it.
Okay.
Do they have a fucking plane? Sorry, do they have a plane?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
What kind of plane was it? Like a crop duster or?
You said it was a 10-seater, right?
No, it's more like a 5-seater.
Oh, 5-seater, okay, yeah.
Wait. 1, 2, 3.
A puddle jumper.
It'll fit all of us.
Yeah, it's puddle jumper. Okay.
What are you suggesting that we take their plane?
Yeah, I'm not take. Maybe ask.
I think that Steve and I are on the same page here.
Maybe ask.
I think Steve and Alicia and I are also on the same page here.
Listen here, Raj. It's a messed up world out there. And as much as my truck meant to me, I understand that you gotta have a little bit of hope to hold on to. These people don't have a lot of hope to hold on to. Just think on that. Now, if they have a truck or something, I think that we could definitely take that off their hands.
They have guns. They have booze. We'll take all of that, and we can figure out how to drive a plane.
We will take enough to help last us. Yes, that's correct.
Yeah. I think Steve. I think you and I are on the same page here. Toby, we'll circle around. You needed to talk to Dakota
immediately.
Okay, you should do that.
Okay, but when I'm doing that, come up with a plan to take the plane.
Okay, sure. We'll work on that since none of us know how to fly one. Cool. I just give the other two a look, like.
I'm gonna as I'm walking away, I'm doing like plane movements as I'm walking towards the building.
I just do that.
That boy ain't right. That boy ain't right at all.
I mean, it seems as though we might be able to just fly with all the air in his head.
You would. I will say though, no one here, that plane, care of it.
That's ludicrous. It's a ludicrous thought anyway. Why did it even cross your mind? You think any of us know how to fly?
I don't.
I mean,
I thought if anyone did, maybe Steve did.
I will say, I was testing a little bit of something when I was working with Mr. Gates back in the day. That is it's not really much of a secret now. I don't have to keep on closed doors, but it's called Microsoft Flight Simulator. It's going to revolutionize the whole experience of computer gaming.
Play too many video games, they'll rot your brain. You got to get some good old-fashioned exercise.
Wait, is Steve from Bellevue?
Steve is from
he's from the Silicon
Prairie. If you've watched *Halt and Catch Fire*, then you got that reference. But if not, then
Anyway,
So, Shonda is approaching the group, and she calls out to Rahinder. Oh, hey, Rahinder.
hey, yeah, hey, what's up?
Not too much. Just good to see you. I just ended up kind of siphoning what I could, and just good to see you. Are these your friends that you arrived with?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Hey, everyone. Nice to meet you. My name's Chandra.
Alicia, nice to meet you.
Steve, nice to meet you, ma'am.
All right.
Hey, we have another guy. He's going to look. He's looking for Dakota.
It's Toby.
Yeah, okay. What you all end up doing today? That I know she said we had people helping out.
A little bit of programming. Spent some time with Jacob and Millie.
Oh, Millie is just the sweetest thing.
Ain't she? She's just adorable. Just adorable. What about you, Alicia? You
Well, you're supposed to go hunting for a cougar.
Mm-hmm.
And the cougar was mutated, and I killed it, but
You
not
didn't bring
before.
that me.
Not before. No, God, no. I killed it because it killed Dominic.
What?
Yeah. I tried to grab him and bring him back, but I just wasn't strong enough. I'm sorry.
Oh, Chandra.
Alicia's definitely just gonna straight up, if she lets her, hug Chandra. Like, just gonna hug her.
Give me a agility and athletics roll.
That's a very aggressive hug. Okay.
Well then, hello, Shadow.
Oh no!
Rip Chandra.
Oh no, Chandra!
Rip Chandra.
Holy shit. 22.
Yeah!
You have two
The
12s.
curse is broken!
You have two 12s for that.
I have a 12 and a 10, and I rolled a 10, and that's a
That's a
critical.
crit.
Oh, that's a critical. Oh.
She goes to push you off of her and swing at you for fucking daring to console or hug her,
Alright.
as you were likely responsible for the death of someone she loved.
Okay.
Ooh.
Swing and
Oh.
miss.
I'm gonna quickly kind of like step in front of Alicia and be like, "Hey now, honey, Chandra there. Okay, calm it down, all right."
You son of a bitch! You got him killed. That cougar would never have taken him out. He is the fucking best hunter we ever seen.
Hey,
How are we gonna get our meat now? He was the
Chandra?
only one who knew how to use that fucking gun in town.
Chandra, listen here. Nobody got Dominic killed except for what's out there, all right? He knew the risk. He knew what was coming, okay?
You guys are full of shit. And she walks away.
Let her go.
I mean, I guess I kind of deserve that, but
No, Alicia, listen to me. You don't deserve that, okay? We're in a different world now, okay?
I guess.
So, Raj, you were saying about that plane.
Yeah. Well, the only people in town who knows how to fly one, he gesture towards Chandra's back as she's walking away.
Wait.
And the person I was hoping I could convince to go with, he decided to. But let others know.
Alicia, give me an intelligence and alertness roll.
Intelligence and alertness. 10. 5 and 5.
See someone walking the streets.
Okay. Someone just stands out to me.
Yep.
All right.
Beneath the streetlights that are still illuminated by the solar-powered streetlight arrays. White t-shirt. Little torn up, bloody. It's Dominic.
Oh God.
What?
He can't be back. That thing killed him.
Now, did
Do
you
I
know
see
that
him?
it killed him?
She like raises a hand and points, and she says, "The shadow was moving down the mountain, or down the ravine, and it overcame him.
Can we see
I didn't
him?
hear no scream." Yeah, I pointed at him. Like, he's right there. Does anyone else see him?
What was his name? Dominic?
Dominic, yeah.
Dominic.
I gotta help me. I got wounded by that damn mountain lion. And then I rolled down the hill to escape the shadow. The fucking bitch Alicia left me to die.
No, you told me to leave you. She gets real like mad and starts like stalking.
Is she walking up to him?
Not up to him, but she like takes a couple steps and like is like hands balled in a fist, quaking. She's afraid he's like something of the shadow, but just still, she's screaming at him, yelling at him.
Raj is gonna grab Alicia, stop her from moving towards him.
Steve is going to noticeably raise the shotgun. Not completely at Dominic, but like at kneecap level, enough that I can lower it or I can raise it in case I have to. Be like, Dominic, I need you to stop right where you're at, son.
I need medical attention.
Yeah, we're going to get you medical attention right now. We're going to have
Yep.
somebody run and grab some medical attention, but I need you to stop right where you're at.
Is he bleeding?
Yeah.
Okay.
I need you to go ahead and sit down on the ground there, son.
Does it look like normal blood?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, Alicia is gonna she's shaking her head. She's like, I'll go find Dakota and Toby.
Okay. Yeah. You go. We'll keep an eye on him.
You go. Don't run into Chandra.
Mm-mm.
Don't
Are
let
you kidding
Chandra-
me? If that skinny girl tries to hit me again, I'll knock her out. And she just keeps going off.
Toby, you find Dakota. Or Dakota, sorry.
Is it Dakota or Dakota?
Dakota.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry. That's my fault. I misheard you.
No, it's okay.
Dakota, I'm going to need to talk to you for a minute.
Okay.
We have a problem. You have a problem. This town has a problem. This place is a problem.
Why don't you calm down? Yeah, calm down a little bit. Tell me what's going on.
Sorry. It took Ralphie. I tried to stop it. I
Stop what? What happened?
well, the shadow, the hell, the fog. It took Ralphie, and I stood in its way, and I said, "You fucking stay away from Ralphie." I looked it dead in its cold, dark eyes, and it just, I don't know, like went through me, around me, and pulled him into the shadow. I grabbed his arm, and then I had to grab his leg. It was just too fast.
He died doing what he loved. He wanted to go and do something that mattered. I'm sorry that it was on your watch.
He was brave. He fought it like a beast. He was biting it. He was like he tried to bite it at one point. They took a shadow part and like tried to bite it at one point. He's strong. It's just, this thing is just much bigger than all of us. And he said, "Remember me." You know, he's being pulled away. "Remember me." And then as he's getting like pulled in, "Make sure they help you," is one of the last things that he said.
Toby, can you please give me an intelligence and influence roll?
Of course.
Toby.
That is the words of somebody who has started believing their own shit.
Yeah, Toby definitely has been drinking his own Kool-Aid for quite a while. 12.
You can spend 1 mental fatigue and get this to work.
I'm spending that mental fatigue because I want Dakota to know how brave Ralphie was and how important it was to him to help us, for them to give us aid.
You're a piece of shit, Mark. She believes you.
I know, right?
It's the most goddamn patriotic thing I ever heard.
I think I heard him like humming the national anthem at one point. He was
I didn't know you ever remembered that.
I taught him earlier.
He couldn't remember the primary colors, but that national anthem.
Goddamn America.
I didn't know the words. He was just humming it. I don't think he knows the words.
I'm just glad this guy's on our side.
I don't think he knows the words either. God bless his soul. Thank you for telling me this.
No. Thank Ralphie for his hard work and his sacrifice.
Well, I guess we just owe you a goddamn Lamborghini now for your service.
Oh, you have a Lamborghini?
No, I'm fucking with you. I will, however, do what I can to make it right and help you guys in your travels.
Yeah, it's for the best.
At that point, Alicia comes bursting through the door.
She says, "We've got a problem."
We
Dakota,
know Ralphie's dead.
No, another problem. Dakota, I'm sorry I didn't come to tell you sooner, but Dominic was killed when we were out earlier. When I just got back and we were just reconvening, and I didn't come straight here. I should have, but there was the cougar was mutated. It was taken by the shadow. I know it. We saw the shadow coming. He told me to leave him. I couldn't drag him. I tried, and I did. And now he's back somehow. And he says,
Alive.
I don't know if it's him.
Is he out there right now?
He's out there right now.
He's alive. And she gets up and she runs out of the office.
Oh no.
No! Wait! Stop! No, don't go. Wait.
In this office, do I see any objects? Oh, I still have a machete. Fucking never mind. Yeah,
we call that a holler katana where I'm from.
A Yaltana?
Yaltana.
Do I see anything around in this office that Toby might be interested in?
You're going to have to give me an intelligence and scavenge roll.
Alicia's like, "Come on, Toby, we gotta go stop her." And he's always like rifling through things.
Be right there.
Right behind you.
She just stares.
Don't wait up.
You are just all right, and she just goes.
We need what we need. We need what we need, Alicia.
You are the salt of the earth. Thank you.
You got a tent?
Mm-hmm.
Find matches, some fuel, some ammo.
Ooh.
You find another med kit.
Oh,
that's about it.
Okay. I mean, all their base belong to me, and although I don't know if I can carry out the tank of gas without looking suspicious.
She's gone.
Huh?
She's gone, and it's nighttime. People are trying to sleep. They've been up for 36 hours.
Yeah, you're right. I should probably take this.
You're right. I should rob them blind.
Yeah, I'm taking it. And I go running out, but I'm gonna like run out the door and like make a sharp like button hook, so I'm not too close.
Rajinder,
Yeah.
Steve,
Yeah.
he's still sitting on the road.
Good.
Dakota comes up behind you.
Okay.
Oh my God, that's him.
Uh,
Why?
It could be.
What are you doing? He's fucking bleeding.
Yeah, but
Could be.
his story and Alicia's don't add up. And Alicia's a good person.
How so?
How so is she a good person, or how so does
No, how so? Why do you think he's lying?
Because he said she abandoned him and left him, and she's saying he told her to leave and being selfless. Like,
Also,
is he a good person? Is he a selfless person? Would he tell someone to save themselves? You tell me.
I honestly don't know. He only arrived a couple weeks ago, much like you did.
Okay, then.
how you doing out there, Dominic?
Still bleeding.
Still bleeding? All right. What I'm going to need you to do there, boyo, I'm going to need you to take that shirt. You're going to start ripping it into strips, okay? While you're doing that, what you're going to do for me here is you're going to start listing off the name of the people that live here in this here town, all right?
Millie.
All right, that's one.
Sounds
Calvinder.
right.
Nope. No.
Melissa.
I'm like.
His mouth opens again,
God damn
and this
it.
time it descends, and it's way bigger. And he goes, "Ah!" Give me an intelligence and willpower. As he banshee screams.
God damn it, Dominic.
Shoot him.
So yes, Puppy Lover, it is an excellent cup. That is a 12.
So 12?
Team Iron Will. Damn.
It's scary and unholy and fucked up. But you keep it together. Dakota is frozen in fear.
I am going to take a shooter's stance where you get down, one knee back, and I'm just going to sit and wait. Got it aimed right for that big, scary maw.
As soon as she hears a scream of that magnitude, Alicia's running toward the group, because she thinks it's from there.
I'm looking around to see if anyone else is.
Give me intelligence and alertness.
If I see Alicia running, I'm gonna follow her, because after that sound, now's the time that we can kind of group and try to get the fuck out of here.
Sorry, I just imagine you sloshing along with. With your...
got it. Yeah. Oh yeah. It's heavy.
A light comes on outside of one of the houses.
Like a limp.
And it is Jacob who sees what's happening. He's like, "What the fuck is happening here?" And he sees Dominic with his mouth just massive, and he's like, "What the fuck?" And he picks up a baseball bat and starts running towards him.
And I start running towards him to stop him.
Spear that dad.
Yeah.
And Dominic
Boom.
is running straight towards Jacob.
Dude,
might I attempt to shoot the kneecaps of Dominic?
Okay, so Rajinder will have to give me an agility and athletics to see if he makes it there in time, as will Dominic. Steve will have to give me an agility and firearms.
Ooh, not my best. But it's okay.
11.
I got 2 shots.
Yeah, then you could take out Jacob and Raj.
New daughter.
Woo.
That's a 9.
Gunshot bursts into the night. Steve misses.
Fuck.
Rajinder is running as fast as he can to get to Jacob. However, this thing
Yeah, when Steve misses,
so
I'm like,
much fast. This thing is so much faster than Rajinder.
oh, is it now?
It's not human. And it knocks the baseball bat out of his hands, grabs Jacob, and physically picks him up horizontally and starts thrusting Jacob's body into the center mass of his body, which opens up and starts swallowing Jacob whole, pulling him into his body and out of the other side, as if his spine and organs weren't even there. It starts coating him in some kind of sack.
Oh, cool.
And Jacob is being pushed through this body until his arms and legs are now in a fetal position, and it gets ejected out of the back of Dominic into a sack full of yellow, pussy liquid. Like you would see some kind of embryo thing. And there is a umbilical cord attached to it that is pumping and filling this sack until it's just big enough where it seems like it's about to burst, and then it detaches from his body, and Dominic begins to run at the closest person next to him, which is Reginder.
I'm running the other direction.
Alicia's still running toward this whole shenanigan.
I'm running back towards Steve, but trying to make sure I am not in Steve's line of fire.
I'm just gonna yell out, Dakota, your city's compromised.
I'm just trying not to get sick.
You have a gun, you asshole.
Well, I also have a kerosene tank.
Put it down and use the gun.
Slash.
No, I think you and I are the same fucking wavelength.
Virginder got a decent roll for his
11
awareness.
Oh, awareness, yeah.
Yeah, and you look around the city streets and there's a couple dead birds. And as you kind of get closer to one of them, it's covered in like an enzyme.
Oh joy.
And that's about when another one falls closer to you.
Great.
No. Uh-oh.
I've
You
seen
went to
this
go throw
movie
up.
before.
Good.
He had to get his bird stomping boots on.
Yeah. Okay. What the fuck? I say out loud.
As you look up, there is something on the roof of the closest building next to you.
Oh, God damn it.
And it is regurgitating
Oh.
its lunch,
Ugh.
Okay, that's lovely.
which is birds.
Oh, okay.
And this person is naked. And its arms go like this and whip out, and its skin is now a gigantic flesh, kind of like a flying squirrel.
Yeah.
And it's Chandra,
Oh.
who finally got her wish of being able to fly.
Aw.
Aw. That's
Flesh bat.
That's so sweet. Flesh bat.
Oh.
I scream and start running for the plane. I'm like, fucking nope.
Alicia, you just got on scene. Toby, you're right behind her. As Steve starts to run,
Yeah.
Dominic bolts and starts climbing up a telephone pole.
So I'm sorry. I just need to, because Toby's just getting on the scene, right? With Alicia, and I just want to I want to get my bearings here. So there's a telephone pole that Dominic is climbing up like a some kind of creature, and then Steve is running which direction? And
Steve isn't running, but Reginder is.
Reginder's running back behind us, or
towards the airfield.
Okay.
Alicia just immediately goes, Steve, seeing you, and just says, "We got to get the hell out of here. We can't stay here. We got to find a car and go."
As soon as Steve hears Steve, going to stand up, turn, and immediately run after Raj and be like, Stroud's fucked. Just like
Alicia, as you look up while this is happening, trying to keep an eye on Dominic to make sure he doesn't get the drop on you.
Right.
His mouth opens up as if it was a pair of spider mandibles and begins chomping on the power lines.
Oh, fuck.
And you hear the crackle and you see the arc flash as the power in the town linking all of the turbines and lighting goes out.
He picked up some gas.
And the turbines that were on at night power down.
So in this deadly quiet, in this sudden, stark, cold silence, Alicia goes, "Did I hear a gas can you were carrying there?"
Still carrying it.
Well, it looks like it's our only light, but we need to fucking go. And she starts. She just starts moving. She can we see anything? Is it pitch black?
By the light of the moon, although Alicia, Toby, please give me a quick intelligence and alertness.
Intelligence and alertness.
Mm-hmm.
Oh hell yeah, 10.
Ooh.
So it's the water boys, the hole of the moon.
6.
You're dumb as a stump, dude. Alicia, there's lights down the road. 2 headlights. There's a truck coming into town.
No way.
Now that Ian is back, Alicia just saw that there are headlights from afar making their way into town. As it gets closer, it looks like a tractor trailer. It's not slowing down.
Maximum overdrive.
Still going highway speed into the town.
Oh, fun.
Toby and Alicia, give me an athletics and agility roll very quickly.
Moving quickly is what I do.
Because Alicia got a really good success on her alertness, she sees that the inside of the driver's cabin is lit up. It is, in fact, a corpse being puppeteered by Shadow.
Okay, so I rolled an 18.
You have gotten out of the way. Toby? 12. That is enough.
That's
barely.
Something. I got a gas tank in my hand.
The tractor trailer slams into town hall full force. Back of the rig, the load it was carrying, flips over, slams into the main street, and splinters open. And out of the back of that tanker
Oh yeah.
is a ton of shadow.
Running.
creeps out. It darkens the street.
How about
Fuck
that
you.
airfield?
Fuck you.
Rajinder gets to the airfield.
Yeah.
It's a small plane, Rajinder.
Yeah. It's 5.
You wish it fit 20.
Nope.
Barely.
I don't.
It's a little tight.
Don't care.
Really makes
I'm
5.
good.
You turning on the instruments?
Oh yeah, power. Is Steve right behind me?
Doesn't take him long.
Okay. Did I leave out tools or anything earlier?
Couple.
Okay. As I'm climbing in, I yell, "Grab any tools and parts you see and pull them into the plane." And then I start flicking switches and getting it going.
Toby, the truck is on fire. The building is on fire. You would have to go through that mess to get to the airfield.
No.
You hear a hum behind you. And out of the mist, inside the foggy shadow, are hundreds of hooded figures. And one of them reveals their hood, and it's your ex-girlfriend. You pushed me, Toby. You left me to die.
You never closed the shower. I would always leave it for you to close it, and you never closed it. And I would have to go into that room and fucking close that. And as I'm talking to her, I'm opening the gas tank.
Behind you, a hand grabs your shoulder. It's a very big hand.
Oh. I am pouring the gasoline over myself as I'm turning around, and I am dropping the gas tank and grabbing the matches.
It's Ralphie.
Hey, buddy.
And he lifts you up off the ground and starts carrying you with one arm. Gasoline pouring all over him, all over you. And he's walking towards the fire.
I'm trying to light the matches.
They're lighting.
What?
They're lighting. Toby is on fire. You are on fire. Toby walks into the fire.
Ralphie.
With you. Oh, sorry, Ralphie walks into the fire with you. You can try and get away, but you're going to need to roll a willpower and intelligence first.
Oh, I'm definitely going to try to. I mean, I'm now. Toby's freaking out and trying to get he does not want to be on fire. He does not want to be held by Ralphie. He wants the shower door closed. God damn it! And he's not in his own mind. So I'm rolling willpower and what?
Intelligence. Rajinder lights up the cab. He's turning on the power to the plane.
Oh yeah.
All of the instruments that say altitude and things like that say Kelvinder, 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 Kelvinder.
Yep. Block it out. Keep going. Everything I actually do know, which is small, but fuck it, I'll figure it out. Plane. Start. Engines.
The engines start. Alicia, what are you doing?
I mean, Alicia was running after Steve and Raj. I don't know if she was blocked by the tractor trailer.
No,
She was on the other side. Yeah.
You made it on the other side.
Yeah. Well, one of her greatest fears, of course, is being left behind.
Yeah.
So.
And you hear the plane engine start.
Oh man, she's pushing it. She's running as hard as she's ever run for a marathon or for a short range dash, anything. Just
there are a couple of other townspeople ahead of you running towards the plane. Well, it's an older woman, a grandma-looking type called Juanita. There's a shopkeeper named Gerald. Dakota is also running towards the plane.
Dakota got away. Okay.
But further behind them, not able to keep up, is Millie.
You sack of shit. Going in for the kid. Yeah, she's going for Millie.
Dakota stops running.
Dakota does?
And she turns around. It's not Dakota. It's your ex-girlfriend.
Come on.
Not now.
Alicia?
You're
Alicia?
not here.
Alicia, baby, what are you doing?
You're not here.
I am here.
No, you're not. You're not here.
Me and intelligence and willpower. Toby, what'd you get?
11.
You can spend 3 physical fatigue to get away from this man beast.
Yeah, I'd say I'd spend that.
And 2 more because the flames have touched you.
Yeah.
You kick yourself off of this large man, doing so, pushing him further into the fire. Toby, what are you doing?
Listen to Toby, Ralphie. Just stay where you are.
What are you doing?
I'm stopping, dropping, and rolling. It says
You're
on fire.
Goaded in kerosene.
You put not as bad as Ralphie was. You get the fire out.
Ow.
Where you running?
I'm running back. Shit. I want to run towards the airfield. Wherever.
Give me intelligence alertness.
Yep.
I rolled a 10, by the way.
You rolled a 10.
Yeah.
This is mentally taxing you. This is bad. This is your heart that you left behind. You've been through a lot tonight.
Yeah.
You can spend 3 mental fatigue.
Definitely.
To get over this.
Yep. And do I have to then take shaken?
Take what?
Shaken, the mental wounds, or no? Or is that after your mental fatigue?
Are you out of mental fatigue?
No, not yet. I still have 3 left. Okay.
Okay, then you're okay.
Cool. Yeah, no, definitely to spend that mental fatigue. Alicia says, "I'm sorry, baby. You're dead." And she turns and she's gonna go help Millie.
Dakota is not there. Willow's not there. You keep running.
Wait, is Millie not there?
No, Millie is there. Dakota and Willow were not there.
Oh, okay. I said she was helping Millie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
Cool.
helping Millie now.
Yeah. All right. Perfect.
Toby.
6.
You got a 6?
I got a 6.
You're running down the road.
Stay where you are, Ralphie. Just listen to Toby.
Blindly. Fire at your heels. People you've betrayed. Thrown under the bus. On fire. Behind you. Chanting. Calling your name. You're running. You're not looking. And you fall. Longer than you'd expect. And you hit the bottom. And it's wet. And you look up, you're in complete darkness. And you see the moon through the manhole cover. But then the manhole cover slides itself back into position, down, and seats.
Mm.
And you feel a kiss against your lips. And it feels like her.
Hi, Toby.
MOON. I take my gun.
Me and you and me. No matter how we toss the dice, it had to be. And your flesh and hers start merging. And you understand the shadow more than you have before.
Happy together.
And the song ends. And you're something different. Something new. Something better. You're part of something now. Before you know it, you're in the airfield with a lot of other people looking at the plane, wearing a robe on the outskirts of town. Slowly moving in now that the wind is gone, the artificial wind that they've made. And you're walking towards the plane, all together, holding hands.
Do I see this?
Listen to Toby. Get the plane. Listen to Toby and get in that plane.
I'm looking. Do I see people approaching the plane?
Get into that plane.
Do I see Alicia?
You hear Alicia. Steve, are you in the plane?
I probably don't.
I have grabbed some tools and I have got the shotgun ready and I've put the tools in the plane and I am ready to get in that co-pilot seat and I'm just yelling out, Alicia, trying to get over the engine. Alicia!
Is the door to the plane open or closed?
I am currently leaning out of it. So it's open.
Gerard, Juanita, and Alicia arrive about the same time. Gerard takes a pipe wrench and bashes the old woman Juanita's head in.
Alicia is going to say, Steve, think fast, and just oh, you have your gun still?
I've got the fucking shotgun.
Never mind. I thought you were empty-handed.
Nah. I've got one shot left.
We don't need him.
I just point it at the.
There's enough space for all of us.
At homeboy, I look at Millie.
Put that the fuck down.
Alicia just covers Millie's ears and eyes.
I was like, "You've got 5 seconds to step back."
No, he doesn't. Come on.
No, I don't. We can all fit on this plane.
We don't need him.
I closed the airplane door. Was still with the fucking if he tries to open it.
Is Alicia on the plane?
No.
Alicia, you on the plane? Oh, Alicia's on the plane?
No, not
okay,
yet.
I don't close the door.
I'm pretty sure he's in the way.
Yeah.
Pull the trigger.
Yes.
Give me firearms and agility or strength.
Or strength?
Yeah, it's weird. Probably agility.
Don't mind if I do.
Makes sense to me if it's close range.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the recoil.
Toby had firearms. I'm sorry, I just saw that in the chat.
Had firearms.
Brutal.
Past tense.
Sorry, Toby.
That is a critical for 12.
And you shatter his melon.
Yes.
And blood pours all over little Millie and Alicia.
Alicia just is in the plane as fast as possible. Just
The second the door is closed, I slam the throttle.
As soon as I dive in, I close it and.
As soon as it's closed. Actually, yeah. As soon as I hear that door is shut, I slam the throttle forward.
You slam the throttle forward. You are going through those robed figures.
Whatever.
You see Toby among them.
Yeah, well, rip.
Wait, is that Toby?
You pull up and
it was.
You get to a higher altitude. You get above the clouds.
Yep.
Where are you heading?
Ooh, north.
Taking a turn to go north.
And I
Pulling the
start
plane.
heading north, and I'm like, so, ooh.
It's Shadow Master.
But on the windshield is Chandra with her leathery, naked, flappy skin
Start doing this. Trying to shake her
covering
off.
I think it's the windshield wipers.
covering the windshield. The windshield wipers are hitting her.
There's no windshield.
One of them's cut in her gums.
Oh. After that darkness, we had to end on a funny note.
Oh, I tried to shake her off.
Do a
Oh,
barrel
dude.
roll.
No, do
No.
not.
No,
No.
do not do a barrel. We do not do a barrel roll.
Do a
I
barrel
try to
roll!
like make the plane like do this.
Eventually, you pick up enough speed,
Uh-oh.
and it's that disgusting skin on
Ah,
window.
It's like.
And like there's a residue that is left behind.
windshield wipers.
Smudging it.
Is it all fully streamed now?
And that is When Shadows Fall. Everybody, thank you for joining
Didn't
us.
die. Yet. Meanwhile, in the back of the plane, Billy.
Oh my god. Yeah. No, I'm just like I was waiting for some heart wrenching decision that Alicia made to go horrible, and it never did somehow. I mean, it always did for her, but no one else. Oh man, that was great. That was really good.
Steve,
Mm.
where's Daddy?
Oh.
Hmm.
Ooh.
That's that's
Daddy could not make it, and just put in the Merle Haggard cassette,
Actually, yeah.
Full volume.
full volume.
So I
Mama
wanna-
tried, please.
We all have the headphones with the little mouthpieces on. I just put the one up, and I'm like, nah, I don't want to.
So the man who wrote the game asks, who
Yes.
rolled the low initial fear check? And that was our friend Brandon, who played Alicia tonight.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I thought so. I mean, it wasn't terrible, but it also was not great.
Mine was almost a crit, so I knew it wasn't me.
So those rolls, Bran had a 7. And the next lowest was Wes with a 10, Ian with a Mark with a 13,
I was gonna
and
say.
Ian with a 14.
I was gonna say I would have been surprised, but
I was thinking, like, if it was me, I was like, I'm getting off pretty easy right now. If it was me, I was like, damn, I'm having
it was
sandwiches
the
and
bones.
yeah, the bones. Yeah.
That's why I was like, it was Bran.
Yeah, no, I mean, I pretty much assumed right away, but that was great. I really enjoyed just diving right into that.
Thank
For
you,
the
guys.
people watching, Alicia's fear is she fears breaking her leg and being left behind.
Yeah.
In fact, any talk of broken bones sends shivers down her spine. So driving through a field of bones, livid with marrow, was just too much.
I also kind of like the concept of the shadow or the fog or the hell, kind of picking one of the players to obsess over in
Yes.
a session. So it's like, if it's an ongoing campaign, you have multiple sessions, it's like, okay, well, this time it's you, Bran. And it's cool. It's like everyone kind of has a turn
Yeah.
or a potential turn for the shadow to obsess over them. And it's this
Right.
weird dance between the players and the shadow.
Which also like lends to like a lot of like you're gonna have each session you're gonna have specific like okay, this is your arc or this is your episode like spotlight episode on your bullshit. Like so we're gonna focus on you. Like it really helps the Shadow Master, the SM.
So actually thank you for bringing that up because I wanted to go around. So for Raj, his fear was small spaces being locked in, not being able to escape them. Which is why the plane, he was like, and I was like, don't care. I will roll. I will take the penalties and don't care. This is our escape route. What were yours, Wes and Mark?
Well, Steve's was Steve fears not being able to see his children again. He has 2 young daughters and is trying to get back to them. He sometimes swears he has seen them, always at the edge of his vision.
Yep.
And his motivation was he sees this little group as his new family. He will do everything he can to lift their spirits while stopping them doing anything abhorrent. This world may have gone to pot, but we can't become animals.
You failed.
Yeah. Well, that's why the whole time I was like, we're not taking this plane from them and all this stuff like that. So it was like,
you were like, I think we're all on the same page. Or Mark, you were like, we're all on the same page. And I was like, no, I don't want to steal the plane. I want to be like, hey, like we're gonna give you a bunch of stuff in exchange. Like, let's can we have the plane that none of you really know how to take care of?
Well, Toby's a survivor.
Steve did live.
Regardless of what it takes, he's afraid of fire. So setting himself on fire was a big overcoming of fear, which ultimately was probably his undoing.
Yeah.
But I gotta say, man, I kind of like that. There's something exciting about the Toby being overtaken by the shadow, becoming part of it, becoming Legion, and feeling like he's ascended. That was exciting.
That was good.
No, that's dope.
I'm glad one of us died.
Yes.
Same. I'm glad it was me.
I mean, I was too. But, I wasn't gonna say it.
Experience-wise, you always make it just perfect. Whether it's self-sacrifice or if you just die at the end, it's worth it every time.
So while Bran is away, there is another NPC that I had thought for sure we were going to have a player playing it. So I wrote and I didn't know who you guys were playing, so I had personal horror planned for everyone. Now the other character in the NPCs is Emma, and she is a lawyer turned criminal offense. And her fear was suffocation. And she loves finding things to barter. However, where she was in the past, she was kind of like in a high-rise, bigger building that got overtaken by the shadow, and everyone died, but she walked out. So it makes it seem like she made a deal with the devil.
Ooh,
yeah.
Like
so
barter.
Now for Emma, her little story was the players are encouraged to get provisions at the general store. An old woman named Juanita, who you guys met, is walking the aisles while the store's owner, Gerald, is taking care of things. Now, Emma takes a look at the shelves. She sees a mixture of food, goods, supplies. She finds if she were to roll a good intelligence scavenge, she would find a small solar-powered handheld crank radio.
Nice.
Would be invaluable in this day and age.
Yeah.
I own one of those.
She goes to crank it to see if it works, and she hears voices.
Oh no!
On the radio band that says,
"Oh no!
Hey Emma, disconnect the power tonight from the generators.
Yeah,
you can walk out of here.
Nice.
You owe them nothing. We work with people like you all the time.
Yeah, but I wish I'd played that character.
We had a great deal back in Chicago, didn't we? Remember? And Juanita will look at her suspiciously, and she'll stare at her because she's this holy older woman, right? She knows. And she's like, "You've made a deal with the devil. I can smell it on you." And she grabs her by the wrist, and she's like, "How many have died for your sins? How many?" And before you know it, Juanita has thrown her on the floor. She starts suffocating her, choking her.
Oh man!
And
love it.
Gerald has to come in and break it up unless a player's there.
Nice.
And they remove her to a storage area that's designed as a cell. And as hell's breaking loose and the shadow starts creeping, some of the buildings start to change, and the cell that Juanita was held in, if this would have happened, would have twisted, and she would have literally been popped like a grape.
So I'm wondering. So like in this scenario, obviously not in this scenario, but in this game, it obviously takes place in UK. We took it over the pond to the United States and corrupted it like we do everything else. And the one thing that I do wonder is how many like little cults and religions have been formed in like these little towns that are like, well, every once in a while we got to take one of our kids and throw it over to the shadow because that's what keeps it at bay.
Gotta appease the shadow.
So, funny story. Our original plan was I was going to run this game. And then I just had too much stuff going on because I have games I'm trying to run in the next couple weeks. I was going to take this concept and hot fuzz it.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
And basically run hot fuzz, but instead of stupid the old people cult, it's the shadow, and do something very similar to that. We were sacrificing people to the shadow in order to keep it at bay, sort of thing.
So, I like this concept of like you have different, because it's such a big amount of land to work with, and the shadow obviously crawls through and shuts down everything, shuts down infrastructure, and probably isolates towns and stuff. And like what that effect that is between players that might be coming from the outside, or players that have been living on like an essential island that has been allowed to survive for whatever reason.
So you guys saw a couple of the monsters that are in this game. You see the hooded, shrouded ones. You've seen the Banshee, which ended up becoming Dominic.
So cool.
And the Reaper was Toby's ex, who kind of just tries to draw you in, right? He ended up killing Ralphie. So Alicia, Bran, you were away. We quickly talked about the fears and backstories of the other characters. I'd love to hear your motivations and fears.
Yeah, so I mentioned the fear earlier of her breaking her legs. So, and of course I mentioned that, it's two-part, breaking her legs, but also just being left behind.
Yeah.
So it's very specific, but I felt like, broken bones and just being left behind in general are very scary. But her motivation was definitely a little bit of a struggle for me. I wasn't sure what to do with it, so I just kind of rolled around, with whatever happened. Successful short-term goals motivate Alicia. She likes to get the team through things, but if she can work alone whilst doing this, then all the better. So I tried to just, I thought that sounded like an optimistic person, so that when she wasn't freaking out, she was trying to be optimistic. But otherwise, so that was her motivation.
I like to fix things, so my motivation was repairing machinery, and I was like, fuck yeah, I can do that.
I had a horrible thought just now when we were talking about all the things, and I could hear you guys your own fears because these are lovely Bluetooth, or not Bluetooth,
wireless.
Something else. Yeah, they're wireless. So you said as Millie turns into a monster, my brain was just like closing scene after credits scene of of our little film. What's Raj's brother's name again?
Calvinder.
Elvinder, yeah.
Yeah, it's just like Millie. Who's Elvinder?
Yeah, he's
and fly the plane into a mountain.
Oh my goodness.
So here's the big question, right? But like, this is obviously a one shot. It's a demo. It's a game that's still on Kickstarter. If you can support it, please do.
Please do. Yeah.
Very cool. The artwork is amazing.
Days left.
11 days left. 10 days after this one.
Art is amazing. You can get behind the head.
So the question that I have is, as a for all of you, as a tabletop game, in terms of replayability, in terms of the system, not just the setting, the system.
So I love the system is fantastic. I like the simplicity of it. It was very easy to just be like, oh, okay, we're doing a thing. I have to roll 2 dice, and what dice I roll is based on my attributes and skills.
Dice to dice.
And I do want to point out that this, not tomorrow, but next Sunday, we will be releasing an interview with the creator of this game on our podcast. And I will ask him then. I also know he's in chat right now, but I'm curious as to how this runs as a campaign versus as a one-shot. Because to me, this feels more like a game designed for one-shots, because you can drive so much terror in it so quickly and easily, and we all could have died.
Yeah.
Very like if I hadn't been like, nope, hyper focus on the plane, do the thing, we probably all would have died. And we're probably still all gonna die because Millie. But slowing it down to a slow burn, is I would love to talk more through that and figure out like how I don't know how I would run this as a campaign, but I would love to hear both his thoughts and your thoughts on that.
Yeah.
So like when you read the Kickstarter quick start scenario, that seems a little bit more like a slow burn.
Yeah.
It's like you're set here, but you go out places and come back. And that seems a little bit more like this can be a campaign because you're scouting. It's not so much that you're on the road and everything is dead, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you have like a safe spot, which I mean is, a really a classic thing that a lot of games do for anything longer than a single scenario is you have a safe spot and then your ultimate threat threatens your safe spot.
Yeah. It's very much survival horror, which I love in video games and have always been disappointed in TTRPGs. And I'm not in this case. I want to
this works
caveat that. I think that this system I've always wanted a game that provides that like fatigue system, which this does beautifully.
Yeah.
So I am very happy with how this played personally.
The one thing that I would say is though, creating a threat from the humans, not just from the shadow on a campaign, because it's long running. So you have slow creeping shadow, and then it's the people that become a really, really, really big threat because you have your own little like safe space, your own little safe spot. You've created your own little island, and it's self-sufficient at some point. Now there are going to be people that are ranging through, just like we did on our pickup truck, and just walking through and saying, help. And if they said no, Toby would say, well, they said no, but what can we get from them without them knowing, or how can we ensure that they enforce them to help us?
Yeah.
So it's almost more of like a 28 days later, 28 weeks later style of that, like, there is an imminent threat. How do we survive that threat? But also, that's actually what I was expecting when we encountered the town, was that human on human survival horror aspect.
Like the road.
Yes.
Oh God.
Yes.
Love that movie. Yeah, but exactly.
That was actually too much for me. Like,
I believe it.
the way the road was filmed.
Oh yeah.
I'm a sensitive dude, and I was just like, nope, I can't do it.
Poor Bean.
The film, and then the book.
Or
the book.
Have you seen The Bad Batch?
Yeah.
That style of Bran, don't watch it.
Don't watch it. Yeah.
Like,
no, there are some films I can do. Just I can't explain why the road specifically out of all of them.
I think The Bad Batch. Yes, Jason Momoa is in it.
Ooh, cool.
So
It's really good.
This game, it reminds me a lot of elements from some of my different, like my favorite different like horror and post-apocalyptic stuff. So like you got a little dash of The Mist with like the shadow.
That's exactly what I was thinking when writing.
Oh yeah.
And then you've got like some 28 Days Later pulled in there. You've got some of The Road thrown in there. And then I got this feeling of The Last of Us as well.
Oh yeah.
Specifically.
The way this scenario ran. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Like that's and like that game, like that's how I would probably run a campaign if it wasn't like a West Marches style where it's like you have a safe spot and coming back, but it would be like a road trip style where you're constantly being chased.
Yeah.
By the shadow.
That was the concept, I think.
Yeah. Also, I just love road trips and stories. So
yeah, no, it was really great.
And road trips in a campaign, like for a long running campaign, it's like the endless road. You've got the highway, and then each session can be another town or another township or another like thing that you come across. It lends itself to a very easy way to form a campaign if you're doing something like that with the road.
Yeah, absolutely.
Pariah also mentioned, Neal, the creator, that there are static communities and something else that are in the core.
Nomadic,
yeah.
Yes.
Because the shadow,
I'll be right back.
the fog, never stops. It's always moving. It's always encroaching on your territory. So the idea is like how quickly that happens, and obviously in the one shot we ran here, it was happening very quickly. But you could have it be like the way I would do it if I was running a campaign would be like you notice it's moved in.
Yeah, like a
This
small
wall.
bit by bit.
And there's
just this palpable wall of mist.
yeah, and there's nothing you can do about it. Like the turbine concept was cool. If I was running something like that, I would be like that doesn't work. It like just doesn't do anything. It just makes a swirl, but doesn't move away.
See, and the thing I like about this a lot is, I mean, I'm sure as Neal has mentioned, there's a lot more content in the core book, so I'm really excited to check that out and pick up, all of the content that, you wrote. But also, like my immediate thoughts go, like, well, what if the shadow has to like consume things to grow and it can't actually expand if it doesn't?
That's the only way. That's cool.
And so when it moves, it vacates some spaces.
Yeah.
It's always reaching, grabbing, and then some space becomes clear. It gives you objectives that you can go and try and strike into.
That.
Or even like distract it too, right? In a dark kind of way of like, how do we distract it away from this area because there's shit that's really valuable?
Well,
how do I
we can
distract
collect
Satan?
As he just mentioned, it feeds on power. So you could be like, I'm gonna throw 30 car batteries into this shed and hook a spotlight and a bunch of a turbine to it, and then run the other direction. It's gonna focus on that, and it's gonna give me plenty of time to get the fuck away.
Or you've got some other survivors that are like trying to fuck with your shit. So you're like, you know what? We're gonna sneak into their camp and we're going to like light up their generators and flick on their power. Power.
Oh, that's cool. That's a cool.
Send in like a guerrilla unit and then like move them out.
Or like two tribes, like two townships that are kind of against each other in some way because they've been living in their own areas for so long. It reminds
me of The Quiet Place to a certain degree. Whereas, if you managed to find a way to make it ignore you, by cutting all power usage, going back to very, very primitive, living, stone huts, fire, etc.
Yeah.
But then, someone just fucking lobs a ham radio into the middle of your setup because they're like, fuck you!
Ham out!
Just wind up radio! They're like, shit. Sort of thing.
Yeah, and after a while, people would develop a kind of ability to see in the dark better. They're like,
well,
you know what I mean?
I'm thinking oil lamps and torchlight.
But there's power though, right? Like that would still pull in the shadow a little bit.
Not necessarily.
Would a fire?
I'm thinking electrical power.
But would any power, would fire, do the same thing?
Well, I think we're talking power versus heat. Would heat attract it? Maybe.
Right.
So that's something you would have to play around. That could be a cool focus of a campaign, trying to figure out how to survive.
Because that's why you could be steam engines.
Scientists trying to
Scientists trying to figure out how to rebuild, how to maintain a civilization.
How do we harness the shadow?
Become the most powerful scientist in the world. And suddenly, it just turns into a Batman villain.
Yes. Shadow engines.
Oh boy.
Shadow engines.
Well, this was a lot of fun. I enjoyed the hell out of this scenario.
I'm so glad that Kickstarter was like, look at this game. And I was like, all right, cool. It's horror. I'll look at it. And then I watched the video and I went,
this is what we love.
Oh, scroll, click, back. So I've backed it at a pretty high level.
I backed it at the highest level because as incentives, if you let me name a NPC, I am just vain enough to put myself in any games. I've done it with Onyx Path games.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I want there to be a lot of Wes's running around.
Little Wesley's just out there in the game world.
Little Wesley's
If I
and
don't
little
get
Giuseppe's.
famous one way, yeah, little Giuseppe's, little Wesley. If I don't get
Giuseppe's
famous
from-
one way, I'm getting famous another way.
That's
So
like Easter
God.
eggs in every Kickstarted game of just like
every kickstarted horror game,
I mean,
there's Ian's and Wes's running around.
at least you have like a list of phrases you use. I mean, you have just like a bunch of catchphrases. You should just submit those with like, by the way, here's things that they say.
So yeah,
On the Kickstarter, there is one more Shadow Master level pledge
Mhm.
left where you can name an NPC.
and what's that pledge level at? Like what's the tier? How much?
It is £100, so that is $128 American.
That's
That is
nothing.
very affordable.
oh yes.
Yeah.
Extremely affordable. To
Yeah.
be eternally memorialized in a NPC in this amazing game.
Yeah.
There's 11 days left of the Kickstarter. You can do that tier. You can back it for what's the one before it? The hardback edition, plus dice, and there's a map. There's a whole lot of fantastic different add-ons that you'll get depending on what tier you back. So I've personally backed it for a hardback edition. I want the map, the dice, etc., etc.
It's cool.
I highly recommend people check this game out. We will be running more of it in the future once the book is out, or at least I have the PDF of it.
Yeah, I'd be happy to.
So definitely keep an eye out for it.
And one thing I do have to say is that this was the first one-shot Saturday that we have done, which has been very, very enjoyable with all of you fellows. And I am super, super excited to kick off this series of one-shots that we're going to be doing.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
So moving forward, so folks know who played Steve. Yeah, Wes. That guy below me. I think he's still below me.
That's me. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, you are. Cool. Even though my computer crashed, it worked. So yes, this is the inaugural Saturday night one-shots for Gehenna Gaming. Next week we are off, but the following week we will have another one-shot for you. I think I know what it is already, but stay tuned. And every other week we will be here with an interesting game, potentially run by its creator, potentially run by one of us. Plenty of guest stars, including Wes. Bran is a member of Gehenna Gaming, so they'll be around frequently. And thank you for tuning in. We appreciate it. As I mentioned earlier, we are raising money for RAIN. RAIN helps victims and survivors of rape, incest, abuse, etc. So, great cause. Definitely want to support that throughout this week. We're doing a charity stream, multiple charity games on Wednesday, including Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition, which Mark is running over on the Onyx Path channel, twitch.tv/the Onyx Path. Then later that evening, I will be running 10 Candles.
And I just want to apologize ahead of time to Onyx Path for degrading their channel with my very dark V5 game.
It'll be
that hasn't been done before.
It'll be a breath of dead air.
Oh.
And then,
obviously,
Monday we have Monster Hearts. Tomorrow, actually, wow. We have our Warhammer 40k Wrath and Glory game that I play in with our friends at Darker Days Radio. I'm very excited. We have a special guest player for tomorrow's game, which is going to be fun. Monday is our Monster Hearts 2 actual play Gehenna Valley. Tuesday, Wes and Nick, who is not here with us this evening, will be doing a deep dive into a game system to be determined.
I think it might be something by Free League. Something horror-based by Free League.
Something horror-based by Free League. Like
so
maybe
excited.
Alien. Or
Could be
one of my favorite games.
Mm-hmm.
Wednesday, earlier in the day, we'll be doing
5 p.m.
V5. But at 6 p.m., we will also have Worlds and Crafts.
By
Bran.
Yes. It's mostly a relaxing stream, so come prepared to relax and get your creative thinking hat on if you join us.
Fantastic world building and campaign planning. And then,
Get
of
in
course,
the comments.
Wednesday evening, I will be running 10 Candles with some of the people you'll see here in this fantastic video. Thursday at noon, we will also have Worlds and Crafts map making.
Yes.
And then I will be doing a community night stream. Oh, actually, hold on. I'm sorry. Also on Thursday, we are hosting a Gen Con panel. I forgot that was this week.
What? That's the thing. Yes, that's the thing.
We are hosting a Gen Con panel on our channel, which I can pull up real quick. Researching Real History for Fictional Worlds by R. Talsorian Games.
Be a fantastic panel.
Yeah,
definitely
it's going to be a fantastic panel with some amazing speakers, including our friend Crystal, and Chris Spivey, and James Gray from Al Talsorian, etc., etc. There's other people, but I'm blanking right now. I don't have the list in front of me. I apologize to them. And then we'll be into the weekend again. So, like I said,
there's news about Kult that someone asked about. We have been on we have been on hiatus. Thank you. For a little bit without letting anybody know. We just kind of stopped. Scheduling
was rough, yeah.
Yep, scheduling kind of got in the way. But there are, just to let everybody know, we're going to start playing Kult again. And I have a plan. And it's going to be so good because the next 2 sessions are going to be individual sessions with one player. I'm not going to tell you which one's going to be the one next, but I know that of the 2, there is Wes over here, or wherever he is, and Ian on the other. So you will be able to follow Detective Vern and Colin in the next 2 episodes, and then the whole group will be back together again, and we'll start doing it every other week. And what we're going to be doing is having Saturday one-shots, 8 p.m. on Saturdays, every other Saturday.
And then the alternating weeks will be the Kult game, which is moving to 8 p.m.
There it is.
Yep. Dope. I back that.
Yeah.
Yep.
I fully endorse this.
So, that said, our schedule is evolving once again for the better. If you enjoyed this game, if you thought When Shadows Fall was really interesting, creepy as shit, thank you, Rick, and really, really fun to play or watch, you should go back it on Kickstarter. It's got probably 11 days, but in the next 45 minutes, 12 days left. So you should go back it now. I'm going to drop that link in chat one more time. Stay tuned for our podcast episode next Sunday when we talk with Neal. No, not tomorrow. I mean, yeah, you should definitely check out tomorrow's because it's going to be a good one too. But next Sunday's is going to be an interview with Neal, the creator of this game. And you should go join their Discord as well, which I will drop the link to before we go host some other fantastic content creator on Twitch. So, real quick, before we end, Wes, where can people find you online?
Hi guys, my name's Wes. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at BrotherXWes. I have a good time talking about tabletop games, horror, movies, all that good stuff. You can find me here on Twitch at www.twitch.tv/Carrion Comfort Studios. And I took a little bit of a vacation, a break, but we're going to get back to streaming. You can also find me on YouTube, Carrion Comfort Studios. There you can find some of my previous deep dives that I've done into horror icons, like we've done Junji Ito, Shirley Jackson, John Carpenter. They're all great. Go please subscribe. Check it out. There's also my playthrough of The Last of Us Part 2. It's very emotional and deep. And I think, I don't know, I had a great time. Yeah, earmuffs. Yeah.
I haven't finished the first game yet. I need to, that's my next.
But yeah, check it out. So yeah, like go ahead, give me a follow. I'd love to see you there. Or you can find me hanging out with these brilliant people as well. Also, a little bit of a message. You know, Neal, if you need help with that U.S. source book, I know some brilliant gentlemen that I'm surrounded by here that would do great, that know a lot about the continental United States. So
you would be more than happy.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. Thank you. Bran, where can people find you online?
So I am Bran, once again referred to as Bean, or the changer of many names, but it always includes Bean on Discord. Please join Gehenna Gaming's Discord because you can always find me there. I am one of the moderators there, and I'm there quite often. But you can also find me on Twitter at Kathakaros. I will spell that out because it's really annoying to say.
Or Broken Golem could drop the link.
Yeah, thank you very much, Broken Golem. You beat me to it. But yeah, so once again, I do Worlds and Crafts every Wednesday, and then I do midday map making every Thursday. So it's a very relaxing time where we just go ahead and collaboratively build a setting while just kind of talking about the elements that lead up to that, where you can start, where you can where you end, like how big your setting is. Just it's very relaxed. I have a lot of fun with it, and creating is better with friends. Beyond that, I do want to give a shout out to my lovely spouse, who is Seditious Design on Twitter, and she's an artist and she's brilliant. Check it out.
Cute stuff. Cute stuff.
Yeah.
And she designed a sticker
No,
that
you
can
two are
find
cute stuff.
in.
It's adorable.
That's
you're
also
dropping.
true. She has also designed a sticker that you can find in the Gehenna Gaming shop.
Yes. But yeah, other than that, I think that's it.
Mark, where can people find you online?
On Twitter, Marchosius with 5s instead of S's. You could see it in chat.
Yep.
Look for me on the Discord. I'm there sometimes. And out in the world doing fun things.
Just not that out in the world currently.
No, I'm home all the time. Every day is leaking into the next, and I am in my own personal hell with the same 4 walls.
That's okay. That's why you run good cult games.
It's true. It's very true.
Last but not least, Rick, our Shadow Master for this evening. Where can people find you online?
You can find me all over the place at Def Malkavian, DEF Malkavian, and that or just my regular boring ass birth name, Rick Wheeler, all over the place. But I'm typically hanging out with these jokers and other jokers on our Discord, and I had a blast running this. This is a really great system. So thank you, Neal and team, for Wind Shadows Fall, which I'd be excited to run again. This is a great game, so I'm definitely going to kickstart backer it. But Mr. Ian, where can they find you?
Oh, no one cares about me.
No one cares except your dearest Gehenna Gaming bros.
Oh, well, I guess. You can find me on Twitter as @Ravnos because I've had Twitter since it was created and lucked out and got that handle. And of course, you can always find me on the Gehenna Gaming Discord, also Ravnos, and everywhere else as Ravnos. But Gehenna Gaming is more important. So follow us, follow Carrion Comfort Studios. Make sure you check out Worlds and Crafts and all the wonderful actual plays that we have coming up in the near future. And we will see you tomorrow for Warhammer 40k Wrath and Glory. Thank you for tuning in. This game was fantastic. You should go back and on Kickstarter. I'm going to drop that link one more time. Have a good evening and good night.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks, Neal.
Thank you, Rick.
Thank you for letting us.
Neal.
Thank you,
Neal.
play your
Night,
game, Neal.
everyone. Thank you, Neal.